Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump in the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in joining our community, please consider becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Memberships start at $2 a month, and get access to some really cool emotes. If anybody in chat has those emotes, please drop them in chat right now. In addition to that, if you're interested in joining any of our games, we have open slots available in a Friday early game, and we filled our slot in the Sunday early game already. We have a returning player that I'm very excited about joining in. Someone who, if you've been watching the streams, you'll recognize. Ruka! She's joining the Sunday group, so that's going to be very exciting. Finally, happy to have her back in one of the games. It's going to be fun. So, I think that's going to be everything. Don't forget to like the video, comment something, subscribe, all of those things. And Argan, tell us what happened last session.
So we started heading towards the tree, and Capriccio cast Speak with Plants so he could talk to the tree, but he was interrupted by someone who he couldn't originally see, but then discovers was a dryad who was hiding in the tree. The dryad doesn't want him to communicate with the tree because she's afraid that he will wake up the guardian of the tree. And the guardian has been killing anyone that's been showing up over the last few years. But the dryad thinks that we were sent by the wild mother and wants us to help. We go through a whole bunch and we figure out that the guardian Alexian has been attacking everyone since Trent showed up at some point in the past. The only other person that's gotten away alive since then was Tilly, who had to flee. And we eventually find out that she fled up to the Savalier Woods, near the north of the Empire. So we're also told that he asks a question when we get up to the top. So we start heading up there. We have some issues with some sap from the tree that Braska and Argan taste, and it allows him to see the magic around him, and Argan gets a little too attached to it but can't get any more, so he was a little depressed he couldn't find any more. But we eventually ride up to the top. He refuses to. We meet Axelon, who looks like an old man dressed in really old armor. He doesn't think we're sent by the Wild Mother because he doesn't believe, because the Wild Mother hasn't talked to him for a long time, and he thought that he would be told. But he does ask us his question. His question is, what is the purpose of mortals? Zurazar gets the impression, looking at him, that if we give the right answer, the answer that should be what the Wild Mother is, he will attack us. But there is another answer that you're supposed to be able to give that will keep him from attacking you. So we huddle together to decide what we're going to do. There's a lot of back and forth. We eventually decide that we were going to talk about following our passions and leaving behind something past ourselves. We weren't going to talk about balance, which is what I thought the Wild Mother wanted to hear, because of the one time that nobody was in my head and talked a lot about balance. So we elected Fordrum to be our spokesman. And Fordrum went up and gave his answer, and Alexian moved him off to the side, but evidently wanted all of us to give an answer. Zurazar, he accepted his answer easily. Hemmed and hawed a little with Braska's, but ended up taking it, and then got to Argan, who decided he didn't want to give the same answer as everybody else, so went back to the balance answer. And evidently that was the trigger. And that triggered off Alexian, who jumped back into the pool and then came back out as some weird monstrosity with multiple eyes, one of which was black. Not all of us really wanted to kill him. So Fordrum tried to grapple with it to try and get to the one black eye. But the black eye did manage to temporarily bring Braska against us, though Capriccio managed to break him out of it. Braska and Zurazar engaged him for a bit. um, while Forgem tried to wrestle with him until Capriccio attempted to heal Alexian to break the curse or whatever was happening to him. I didn't think that it was going to succeed, so I looked through all of the different possible timelines and looked for one where Capriccio would succeed for sure. And I found one where Capriccio has a little tiny mustache and managed to succeed. And so I pulled that version into our reality, and Capriccio manages to cure whatever was happening with Alexian. So Forgem rips the eye out of him, and he falls back into the pool, and then he rises back out, now as a large, beautiful man-type creature with big white wings. He gives us information about how Trent managed to corrupt him, about the trigger question, that he had multiple siblings, but he could only see one of them is alive still, or at least he could only sense one of them. We eventually convince him to tell us which one it is. And he gives Argid a vision that points us again to the Zavalier Woods. We tell him a little bit about what Trent really is, and he then promises to help us, and that we can call upon him when we finally face Trent, and he will come and assist us. And he gives a tear of a celestial to Capriccio in thanks for helping him. And then Capriccio gives him a kiss on his forehead, which then regenerates his missing eye, which Argan didn't know that Capriccio was capable of regenerating lost parts of the body, even though he still has a missing toe that Capriccio doesn't admit to. And so then we decide we need to find a way to deal with this eye that was one of Trent's phylacteries. We eventually decide that that he tells us we need to deal with it somewhere where there is no life. So we decide that Raven's Queen Land is the best place we could think of. So we get in touch with Lady Teresa and then have the Dryad teleport us to a tree that ends up being on the side of a cliff up in Vasselheim. And that's where we left off.
So, you've all made it to the beautiful, wonderful city of Vasselheim. Walking down this slope and traveling with one another, after falling a very short distance, you make your way over to the outer walls of this magnificent city. The ancient architecture of the first civilized location here in Exandria. The first place that far travelers came to and decided this is going to be their home. So, you find your way over to the front gates, and all of you are forced to wait in line as you see there appears to be a lot of outsiders here. People who look like they clearly don't come from this territory or terrain. You wait 15, 20 minutes, wandering as people are being checked inside. At the end of all of this, you make it to the front, where there's a guardsman waiting. They seem annoyed. State your business.
Hi, Gary.
State your business.
We're here to see the Lady Teresa. She should be expecting us.
Well, some of the other churches will visit too. And the Slayer's take.
Come on in.
What's going on here at the door? Why are there all these people?
There was a sighting on the coastline of some galleons that look foreign to all of us. This is just a precaution. We're checking everybody as they're coming in.
Ah.
Are we good then?
Yeah. If you pass through and you're using any illusions, we'll see. It's fine. Go on. Get through.
Thanks.
Appreciate it.
Next person comes up. State your business, as all of you are moving away. You hear the person calling back, goods for trade, sir? Goods for trade. You have a contract here? I seem to have left it, back home. The gates instantly close behind all of you as you hear that.
Oh, that's a dead shady merchant.
Do we hear fighting or no?
No. The walls of this city, Vasselheim, are 150 feet tall. They are ridiculous.
Yeah, so 7 rounds later, I could fly to the top of the wall.
Exactly.
If you weren't exhausted from it.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I was just going to say, I believe I might have been taken here a few times as a child. I'm not quite sure. It's all a bit of a blur, but nice place. It's very cold.
Yeah.
Town seems like it's on a war footing.
I just hand Argon my money and go, this way I don't get mugged.
What do you mean you don't get mugged? Why would you?
He has a
get
history of
mugged?
getting mugged here.
Is it because he simply walks the wrong alleyways? He
Nah,
says
the
the wrong
churches.
thing, or both at the same time?
It's because
was
he
the
donates.
churches.
Yeah, he donates all of his money to the church.
So people see,
Churches.
so people see him having an extravagant amount of money and they want to take advantage.
Yep.
Yes.
They mug you in the holy city?
Well,
That's crazy.
There's
Not
plenty
real.
of gods that deal with less reputable things.
I'd rather my money go to one of 2 gods and, well, one of 3 gods. Not all of the gods.
Oh, you mean Despater?
No.
I
give
apologize.
Forger money for making me stuff. I give
What?
the
No, you haven't.
Yeah, none of us paid Fordrum. I was
Wait,
gonna
hold-
say, that's the point of Fordrum.
Wait, hold on. Do you
Often
worship?
he gives
I
us
give money
money.
value too.
Do you worship Mephistopheles?
Like I purchase all the things that need to go in it.
He's a worshiper of the Raven Queen.
No, I know. It's a joke
Oh.
because he says it all
And
the
I'm
time.
on good terms
Oh, I
with
know.
Wild Mother, but that's the only 3 that I currently would take missions on behalf.
If it makes you feel better, Sinclair, I actually worship a god. Not worship as hard as you do, but I still worship.
So, just so you're aware, there is another tier called follower. You follow the tenants, kind of
Yeah.
like 99% of Christians.
I
Meaning you've heard of the book.
Yeah,
haven't.
someone told you what it said.
I believe the ideals are good, but I'm not one to do what you do. Go full on and devote my entire life. I feel that is a waste of a life. No,
I
offense.
basically just say I worship whatever one did the most for you recently. So right now it's the Wild Mother's turn.
Lucky her.
Actually, that one I kind of feel could be appropriate, but
Yeah. For what you do, Brosco, I think the Wild Mother would be the most appropriate one for you.
What, ripping people apart
He brings balance to the world.
and brings balance to other body parts.
Exactly.
Yeah, lop one off and lop the other off. Makes sense.
You cheat me,
Wait, no heads.
I
There's
chop
only one
off
of
the
those.
hand that cheated me.
So, I know of the Slayer's take. I mean, obviously I know of the Slayer's take. What else is there in Vasselheim?
Bunch of churches.
Every
Besides-
church
Rings.
under the sun and moon.
Besides the churches, is there anything else here that is interesting?
I'm not willing to stay here long enough to find out.
Yeah.
It's fair. I mean more. Oh, good. Sorry.
Can we make this right here and go? And I'll stop real quick at the All Father Church while you guys continue around the corner to the
The
cemetery.
cemetery? Yeah.
It's a little jag out of the way, but I got a couple minutes of stopping in that I'd like to do.
Yeah.
You guys can keep on. I'll catch up.
And regarding your question, Zerzar, there is a small bazaar, but seeing the state of outside, unless you are already contracted with this town, you don't get through. So maybe Mr. Marbles is here?
Why would I
Maybe.
not be able to walk through the bazaar?
No, not you. Other merchants. So you have to be a merchant that's already got a contract here.
Can I see the bazaar from here?
Looking around at this territory since you just walked in, you can see a lot of the larger buildings, but he can point out the bazaar to you very easily.
I guess I know it's pretty far from this distance. Can I see if there's like a lot of activity, or if it's just sort of?
I mean, this
mundane?
city seems full. It's a lot higher of a population than Iman is as a whole, but it definitely looks like it could support a lot more people than are currently here. You as a city person can tell, like, they don't have as many people as they usually do, but it's still very full of life.
It looks like there's a lot of people over there. I imagine I could probably find something of use.
If you happen to see, and I show you the business card of Marbles Emporium, Mr. Marbles, his mom is a sweetheart, and he has been very good to us. Just let him know you were with us, and he should treat you right.
Marbles Emporium. It was a lizard with a wagon.
I will. How about I go there with you all, so that way I can at least show that there's friendly faces. Also, very back.
No, I think the first things first. We need to get the. And Fortune walked into the church with the strange eyeball.
Yeah, I'm surprised he wanted to take that into his church.
Yeah, Fortune, you still have the eyeball.
Yeah, it's in my.
Or
I was able to
spear.
put it in the pouch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
So.
But, yeah.
Well, since he has I guess I'm heading to the temple, because the faster we can get this done, the faster I can leave this hellhole of a town.
Oh, yeah, Zorzar, you're not allowed to cast any arcane magic while in town. You may end up getting executed for doing so.
I don't know what the punishments are. I just know it's illegal. So,
Yeah.
Yeah, you're much better off punching things.
Plus, they're currently at war with the Empire, so there's that. too.
Zorzar is not here, by the way.
Yeah, he AFK'd, so.
Okay.
Well,
Message still stands, but.
Yeah, we'll go
I'm
to
here. I'm sorry.
the cemetery.
All right. They just warned you don't do any arcane practices here because it's illegal.
Would I've known that?
That's what I'm
Probably,
telling you.
yeah.
Oh, I know this. That's why if I do it, I'll do it discreetly.
No. Don't do it all. They've got magic that can detect it.
Ah, right. Got it. I'll
It's
make sure
called
not to-
detect magic.
oh, I can do that.
What if
And
hypothetically?
it's global.
What if hypothetically, I simply just cast a suggestion on someone and just walked off?
I don't
Probably
know that
still
I'd
get in
risk
trouble.
it, but
I'm kidding. I'm not going to tarnish reputation here. I will be on my best behavior. Relatively.
There's the cemetery. Lady Teresa should be inside if Fortune sent her ascending, like y'all said he did.
he did. We got a response from her, so
Give a knock at the door, I guess.
Okay, back again. I'm sorry. I'm doing the oven thing.
Yeah, it's fine. You all, majority of you, make your way over towards the cemetery plot out here. Once you find your way inside, Sinclair, you know how to walk around and find exactly where it is you are heading to and what it is you are trying to find. There's a specific podium that you can wait at while you look at all of the grieving people who are having their funeral rites handed to them by the clergy here. You see that Lady Teresa is actively giving funeral rites right now to what appears to be a noble, younger-looking man who is on display for people to look at and has iconography to the law-bearer draped over their body.
Pull up my thing about the gods again. Because I did write this. So the lawbearer was one of the originals. Okay.
So, as you all wait patiently, about half hour goes by as the service is being put into the hands of the lawbearer's clergy, making sure the sanctification of the individual's life does pass through as it is supposed to through the Queen of Ravens. But they have their own rites that they like to perform. Lady Teresa comes over to you, walks past you all, and starts heading back out of the cemetery.
Follower?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, follow
All
her.
right.
All right. Once you get outside, she looks behind herself towards all of you. Things are becoming a bit more difficult around here. Not sure how many more personal calls I can take to assist people in their endeavors, but I figured this would be a big enough one that I can at least point you in a proper direction with. First off, where is this object? As she's bringing you all towards the church itself.
Fordham has it in his little fanny pack. He'll be right by here in a minute with it. From the information that was given from the celestial entity that guarded the tree and who used to have it inside them, it cannot be allowed to touch anything living, whether it's the earth, lava, water, anything. You must handle it with care and without it touching your flesh. Definitely gonna want to put up some sort of anti-prying eyes.
Our church
place.
is devised so that no one, dead or alive, is capable of seeing what is happening inside of it. She brings you inside and walks you all the way to the back of this main showcase floor. Now, when you got inside, you saw symbols to the Raven Queen on this very dark black gothic interior that you all can peer at. But it's strange. The darkness in here seems to be not produced magically, just lingering. Like they deliberately choose to have as little light in this type of area as possible. All of you with dark vision can obviously see relatively fine, but it's not perfect by any means. She brings you back over towards a back office area that has just enough illumination over a desk where somebody could read properly. She gestures at the table for the object to be placed there.
We had to wait for Fordrum. We told her Fordrum had it. It isn't here. He stopped off at the Church of the All-Father for something.
Then I suppose we'll wait for a few minutes. Fordrum, let's jump over to you.
Yeah, I make it quick. I walk in, I look for High Priest. I think his name was Kari Bronzehide.
Mm-hmm. Kari.
If I see him, I'll walk towards him, pull out the Father Stone, pet it. I'll be like, Father, this worked. I'm cured. I had an ailment, and you're right. Give me this to focus on, help bring it out of me. So I appreciate it. Here it is if you need it back.
Father Stone is not one that you can easily just hand back. It's something that grows attached to you as you become attached to it.
Oh. Okay. May I keep it then?
You must ask it.
So I think on it, I ask in it. You want to keep going on this journey with me?
Yeah, this has been awesome.
Right on. Well, seems he wants to stay.
Cool. You also see that they're working on a lot of weapons right now. Like, every single cleric is working on weapons.
I know, I assume that, and I'm trying my best not to get attached into something. Like, I'm kind of doing that, no, don't look over here, do the thing you were trying to do. So with that, I go, okay, I gotta go turn in some evil shit to the Lady of Ravens.
Fordrum.
Yep.
You're a seasoned adventurer, correct?
Yes, sir.
Do you have any spare weapons or armaments?
Oh. Yeah. Give me a few hours, I'll bring you stuff.
It would be greatly appreciated.
All right.
Thank you.
You got it. You're welcome. Be back shortly.
He nods at you.
I bow at him.
So while everybody is patiently waiting, you get back over to the graveyard where then you're directed, oh yeah, she walked with them back over to the church. You run back over to the church and someone directs you, oh yeah, they're in the back office over there. And you come running up.
Yep. Holding the stone in one hand. And I'm like, oh, sorry. I had to sort of deal with something that has been riding along for a while. Wasn't sure I should keep. Hi, Teresa. Where are we at? What do you...
I need to see the object that you
Okay.
speak of.
I open my pouch, take it out, walk towards her. It's this evil, yucky eye that seemingly possessed a, like an angel person, celestial.
They're called Azamars.
She begins looking at the object in your hand, analyzing it, watching it very carefully.
I rotate it, keeping the eye part down at the palm of my hand, or the palm of my gauntlet. I'm like,
Well, she stands up and goes over towards a statue of a raven. She tickles underneath its beak, and the mouth opens wide as she reaches in there and pulls back out what appears to be a sleek, thin, black box. Once she has that, she opens the box on the table, gives a quiet prayer, and then takes out 2 long-laced gloves and places them over her hands. She comes over and gestures, "May I?"
it's your own risk, lady.
If I go crazy and I try to attack or do any bad things, murder me in my stay where I stand.
As you command.
She picks up the object, moves it to the other hand, peering at it. This is old. It has arcane ties to it. And I believe it's tied to something else that is not arcane and is not divine in nature. Strange magics that I am unfamiliar with. Argon, I've heard your in-depth studies and calculations are something of note even among scholars, correct?
I have my moments.
What is something that is not arcane and is not divine in your mind?
Primal.
Not arcane and not divine. The only thing I could even think of would be extra planar, like from a negative plane or something, maybe?
Really?
What about primal?
It is far too sophisticated to be something that's primal in nature. Nature does not create symmetry. It doesn't create round. Doesn't create balance. It is balance in and of itself, but does not create it. Huh.
Would it have ties to the abyss?
Abyssal ties. What makes you suggest that?
All the monstrosities that I've seen, this man who has been alive for well beyond how old I am. He's been planting these things and putting them into trees of life, guardians that are protectors of these massive harbors of life. And the type of research he's delving into in the dark arts, it leads me down the path of
The abyss.
Because it's not hellish, I can tell you that much. I've seen the torture monstrosity devices they use there. I was subjugated to some of those. This is foreign to that land. And the only thing I can think of would be the abyss, and
The abyss
they do
is
have a means.
The abyss is a very strange place indeed. Not something that I am terribly knowledgeable about at all. But you say this is a phylactery.
One of two that we have encountered.
Two.
The other is currently in the plane of shade. And from the conversation we had with and I quote, the king of Chaduthian Empire?
The Cardoothian Empire?
Yes.
I don't know what that means. Just for some reason I know how to pronounce it.
If Trent were to go to the plane of shade, all of the phylacteries that he has, all the power that he pulls upon, wouldn't have any sway in that realm, and he would be vulnerable to death.
Yes. In the shade, undead creatures are vulnerable, to say the least.
To fill you in, we did already find another one of these phylacteries that was wedged into a tree of life. This was in the eye of a protector of a tree of life. And we sort of have a hunch that multiple trees of life have these phylacteries that are feeding Trent.
Didn't we already tell her all this? Because that's how we got them into the war, was telling them that Trent was an undead.
I'm
was the
aware
way?
of these things. I'm just trying to figure out specifically what this object's purpose is.
From the guardian that was over the Grand Arbor? Is that how you pronounce it?
Arbor Exemplar.
Arbor Exemplar, thank you. Stated much of his original kin from the time of Exandria's birth are missing. Only one is left. It is in the woods north of the Empire, near Uthadern. That is where we plan on going next.
Sinclair,
But,
I'm more interested in what type of magic this specifically is than those other details you are expressing. That is not something that I am capable of counteracting. Therefore,
No, it's
Makes sense.
using the essence of these trees and these guardians to fuel his own magic and corrupting their sense of morality. this guardian was literally killing worshippers of the Wild Mother while under this thing's effect. I'm just trying to give perspective on what it has done and what his other devices are doing. He was pulling the life essence out of the other tree, weakening it.
Very foul indeed.
I'm not aware of any types of magic that don't fall under arcane or divine. I mean, arcane's got tons of different schools, dunamancy and evocation and thermatology and all the other different schools, but they're all still considered to be arcane magic. I don't know what else there would be besides divine, arcane, and I guess to Capricio's point, primordial.
The only other thing I can think of would be ancient magic from the time of Arcanum.
But that was arcane magic.
Arcane is
far
in
as
the
I'm aware.
name.
Yeah.
Arcane is in the name. It's clearly arcane magic.
It was another level of arcane beyond what we're capable of doing now, but it was still arcane.
It gets confusing when they add the though.
I know this is a long shot. Is there anything I could roll to see maybe anything? Because I imagine once my magic started coming up, I might have like looked into like see what could have caused it. Maybe I came across something that sounds familiar.
So, yes and no to a degree. There are a lot of things that you would have had access to, but this is something that you would have had to have role-played through learning if you would have
Gotcha.
had any idea,
That is fair.
unfortunately.
I figured I'd ask just to help.
Capriccio, does Fey magic fall under arcane or divine, or is it something different?
Nature.
So it falls under divine or nature?
Nature.
Primal.
Nature.
Primal magic and nature are their own forms of magic within themselves. Though it does stem, in most situations, from, divine sources. It's still its own course of action and its own magic, in essence.
I mean, the information we got from the guy in the tree leads this to be some form of death magic, but I'm not aware that death is its own type of magic. I mean, there's necromancy, but that necromancy generally falls under divine or arcane. I mean, it would fit with what he does, but what we're aware of what this thing does, but I'm not aware that death is its own type of magic.
And that's why I mentioned the Abyss.
But isn't Abyss just divine magic?
No, not in its origin, no. The Abyss is... The Abyss is a complicated circumstance, and she looks around the room at all of you. We've had a long-standing relationship. Fordrum, Argin, Sinclair. These other three, I'm not particularly aware of.
The others have been crucial to how far we've gotten with this.
This is Braska. I trust him.
I
with my
know
life.
their names and I know your statements, but there's knowledge in this realm that is only held by people of my position. And it is knowledge that cannot fall into anyone else's hands. And I apologize, but more than likely if I reveal this, Sinclair would instantaneously tell somebody about it.
There is a way to
absolutely.
prevent that, my lady.
Yes, I will take Sinclair for a walk.
No, there's a...
Honestly, the walk's probably the better call there.
Guys.
I am genuinely curious to hear what Sinclair's idea.
Yes. That or the noose.
Then why?
I
do
thought you were
always
going to
You
go
would-
for the news.
You,
No,
Sinclair,
no.
we've
The magic,
discussed this.
yes.
We've discussed that noose and other things similar to it on numerous occasions. We do not need to resort to barbaric measures in
Let's
order
Not
to
throw
get things
Barbaros
done.
entirely out with the bathwater.
It's kind of funny that you say that because I think this is now the third time in 2 days he's wanted to use the noose.
What?
For some
I
reason.
am greatly concerned.
I'm just saying,
Amen.
there are means of preventing the knowledge from being leaked. We learned about these strands that you could pull from people's minds.
I
Don't know how to do it,
you
but
might
saw it be done.
I imagine you might have to be not conscious for that to happen. That's probably
No.
that's more than likely a process that's quite
But-
uncomfortable.
Sinclair, if we're gonna pull the memory from your mind, you might as well just not be here. Then we don't have to worry about doing magic on your mind.
Correct.
I was oversimplifying, I assume, but I still vote for the walk.
I believe a walk would be more suitable. However, Argin and Fordrum are the two that I would like responsible with this information out of all of you. And to discern if everyone else is worthy and trustworthy enough of it.
And how might we go about doing that?
Oh,
By
I'm just saying.
Sinclair, would you mind showing them to the funeral room?
The funeral room is.
Yes, my lady.
Am I going to be embalming a body?
I'm just saying that
It's only on weekends.
Ah,
by pulling the strand from me afterwards, it would be safeguarded, but the perspective that I might have may be different than that of Argus.
And I will allow them to have that responsibility. However, I do not have infinite time to be discussing this. I am incredibly busy nowadays. There's a lot going on here.
Okay. You want me
Yeah, well-
to help out with the funeral rites?
No, if you can just take them to the funeral room, there are refreshments, finger foods, things such as that you can all enjoy to your leisure.
Okay.
so you're not giving us a chance to prove our worth, then, is what you're saying.
I am not taking
don't
that
hate it.
responsibility onto myself. I will rely on the individuals whom I trust explicitly to have that responsibility.
No, you had me at finger foods. I'm gone.
If I may say, if they're going to tell us the exact information you're going to tell us, why not just have the people?
Because I don't know if they will tell you. I don't know you.
She's leaving it up to me and Forger to decide after the fact whether to tell you or not.
Well, if anything, if you tell me, make sure Sinclair's not in the room. Very well, I will go into the other room, seeing as though apparently my endeavors are not enough. Good day, and he'll nod and head over to the funeral room.
Have fun. Bye bye.
That is you as well, little Frey fan.
Oh yeah, no, I was leaving.
Oh, I thought you were saying goodbye to him. Like, yeah, I'm going to sit here
No,
and just
no.
like, bye. Like,
No, I was telling bye to.
conversation
Yeah.
clearly was not about me. Sorry, I just...
It sounds like something Capriccio would say.
Right.
It does.
Sinclair, come on.
I already left.
It
Oh,
could have gone that way.
There's a...
I was given an order
incredibly-
by the head of my department.
There is an incredibly comfortable little area that all of you can go to. And once it was just Forjum and Argan, she looks at the two of you. Unfortunately, I think he had some merit in his assumption with his association with the Abyss. You see, the Abyss has a tragically unique aspect to it. The information I'm about to hand to you is one that I could easily lose my position within the order of all of the High Clerics for sharing with you all. So please take this with seriousness. The Abyss.
Chords?
The Abyss is, for lack of a better term, a location that is a feeding trough to an ancient entity. Things that happen, things that end, are put in there in order to repeat themselves over and over and over. And that is to create a food source that is as close to perpetual as you can, so that this entity that shall remain nameless always has something to consume, as that is all it ever attempts to do. This object, she hands it back over to you, Fordrum. Its magic seems completely foreign to me. And though, yes, humans do not typically live long lives, I have experienced a great deal many things within my life. As such, I find anything that I have not experienced before strange, and there are very limited researches that I've ever conducted where I did not have access to all of the information that I needed. The Abyss is one of them. I believe he is utilizing them in order to, or something from the Abyss, in order to create these phylacteries. That may be where he gains his in perpetuity.
Or life loop? Is that how it would be, sort of?
That is a very good statement.
That's, yeah.
I would accept that. Life loop. Now, the unfortunate bit of this. An object that is created in another plane of existence with this much power, one that can only be described as living as itself is, has that plane's laws subjected to it.
Mm.
Yes. Indeed. If we are to destroy it, then you have to take it to where it was created. And then find its weakness and destroy it.
Meaning in the abyss or in the magical, like how in the area are you talking about? You got to be in the same forge?
Unfortunately, I have very limited study and knowledge on the Abyss itself, which is why I did not wish to bring this information to you all.
Right.
However, I know of one way that you can enter into the Abyss. But you have to go through the realm of the Queen of Ravens to get there.
Yeah, isn't there some massive creature on the hunt for Sinclair in the realm of the Queen of Ravens right now?
Yes.
Did he piss something off there?
Yes.
I guess there's no luck that this is powerful enough to act as a dimensional key, is it?
You mean for the purposes of shifting
Well,
between the realms?
Yes.
It's certainly powerful enough to be that. However, I'm not sure what that means when you shift into the Abyss. I myself have only traveled between planes a few times, and for some reason I believe all of you have more experience than I do. But I know the Abyss has its own rules. If you are going to go there, know what those rules are to the best extent that you can. Clerics and clergy in general have not researched too deep into the Abyss for very clear reasons. The ethical dilemma that is the Abyss itself.
Right.
But I know efficacies is something that not every mage has.
They're gray areas.
Precisely. So, perhaps those gray areas can be seen through your unique lenses instead of mine. But if you need access to the Raven's Nest yet again to travel into the Shadowfell, I can grant you this access as a favor. One that I will need repaid, though.
Well, it sounds like we need to do research into the abyss first before we ever even decide to go there.
Very good.
Yeah.
And one more question is, an item like this, so I guess the question is there a way to deconnect it or disconnect it from its abyss connection?
You would have to find something more powerful than the abyss to attune it to.
Okay, so it's an item that's attuned to an area. Got it.
It clearly has ties and attunement to it, yes.
Yeah.
However, there is, to the best of my knowledge, no entity, no realm, no aspect or law more powerful than the abyss.
Yeah.
Other than what it feeds. This is the information I have for you. These objects can be taken there, and if there's a possibility of destroying them, that is where it must happen. Of course, there's always one other solution. No, that is out of the question.
Well, what? So we can be aware of it and make sure that it doesn't come up as a solution.
There is a ritual that was performed during the time of the calamity that would utilize the power of multiple powerful archmages, as well as all of their lives, to channel enough force and magic into one single point that it can tear through realities.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't know that we want to tear through realities.
It is not the best solution to this problem.
How big of a problem is this? Like, is it going to start wanting to be used again?
An object like this has to be unpredictable, and because of that, we all have to be aware of that. If it chooses to want to be used again, we have to be fearful of this happening, as well as the fact that there is an individual who has lived as long as they have, unnaturally so, is
Right.
bad. The purpose, at least within our courts, of death is so that future generations may prosper. If there's
Right.
no end, there's nothing to aim towards, in my religion at least. That individual is not allowing progress by simply existing. They are shunting it. They are pursuing their own goals and creating a world that, unfortunately, will be bent to their whimsy,
Right.
what they want it to be. And as we know, the most dangerous elf is an ancient one. The most dangerous of anything is an ancient one.
So are you saying we should go ask an elf?
I'm saying that you must conduct your own research based off of your knowledge and share this information with whoever you think it needs to be shared with. However, please, for the love of everything, do not share with any clergy or any archmages this information I've given to you.
Right.
I don't really know that anybody needs to know anything other than the fact that this is abyssal in nature. I don't know that anything beyond that is really going to help anybody else. So,
Well,
the whole rest of how the abyss works. Yeah, I think that's too much information for most people.
I agree.
I bring this up to you so that you can better defend yourselves when you traverse there. If you know how things are, then you at least know what to predict.
Yep.
I have 3 more funerals that I must be performing rites at today. I have another meeting that I have to get to between my order and then one other one about the Grand Order of Vasselheim that I must attend to as well. Oh, one thing I figured I would mention this just offhandedly. If I discover the individuals that are currently setting up warships outside of this continent is, in fact, the Empire, would you mind if I called in my favor a little prematurely, Argon, and have you just destroy them?
I'm more than willing to go in if you need me to.
Yes.
Appreciated.
We would probably enjoy that.
I happen to know some other people that are sinking ships right now, so
Really?
yeah.
Well, I guess that's a very unique thing.
think
I was
they're
just
more
thinking you
southerly,
could drop
though.
Braska and Sinclair on them and see what happened.
It's probably as good a use of him as any. Just
Air bombardment. What the fuck? Did they throw a giant fur ball at us? No, that's a fur bowl.
just catapult a furball onto the deck and
Just the fucking triple X moment of I live for this shit. Just
do our own version of the fastball special.
yeah.
I'd like to see it for sure.
Well, thank you for sparing what time you can, Lady Teresa. I appreciate it.
Of course, when it comes to matters of the undead and the foul nature of different entities, I am more than happy to try to squeeze in whatever I can in order to help.
Well, thanks. I dropped that evil thing back in its own separate little pouch.
What are the odds he could scry for this thing? Do you know? How
Very
well could we hide
likely.
it? Yeah.
How well would you protect it, Argon?
Well, yeah, I know.
I would
Just
like you to
not-
think as if you had infinite time in order to construct your own magics and your own protections, your own spells. How well protected would it be?
Very.
I think you are as good a mind as any that we have to predict what he is capable of.
I'm just trying to think of how to protect from it.
Marvelous question.
All right. Well, thanks again. We're gonna go gather up the others.
Very well. So, the two of you walk out, and you make your way over to the only bright room. And by bright, it's more of a mild atmosphere in here, where you see your companions are sitting on the most cozy, large leather couches that are incredibly well crafted. The nice little tiny finger foods that people could eat while dabbing their eyes with napkins to cry. And all 4 of you are sitting there drinking the communion wine from the bottle, I assume.
Nope.
Well, at least probably one of you.
Yep.
Braska probably. Zuzar has not touched anything. He's been more just kind of. He's been kind of nosy, trying to see if he can maybe hear something through the door. Now he's sitting where everyone else is, but he's just like.
One does not get between Braska and food.
All right, roll me a perception check, Zuazar. Let's see
That's
what you
safely.
pick up.
I am at a distance, so I imagine.
I will say disadvantage on it then.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be like ear up to the door. That's just.
Okay, well,
So you heard the word abyss, food, and protection.
Okay. I imagine Zurzar is smart enough to kind of put together what they're talking about with the abyss from before he had to leave.
Yes. Not specifics about it, but they were at least discussing the abyss, you know?
Yeah, so it's like he's just like
So.
So that's my second natural 20 of the day. It's all gonna be down
Third.
Third.
Third,
That's
technically,
two.
yeah.
Two.
It's all downhill from here. Don't worry.
Pretty much.
It sure is.
Unless I roll net 20s all day, then I'm just in an enigma, and I need to leave.
So, you all are back together.
So, are we collecting these things and putting them in the box that can't be detected?
I think that's as good a place for it as any. I'm
Then
not
put
sure if
that-
even that's powerful enough to stop him, but it's better than anything else.
Well, I figure we put it in the box, put the box in a plane.
Okay.
In a plane. Oh, you
Well,
mean it-
demi-plane, you
yeah,
know,
I
bag
get
of
you.
holding,
An
whatnot.
aeroplane.
Just a little
Yeah.
paper.
I was
button.
thinking like we're putting it like I'm gonna open a portal and we're gonna put it on another plane of existence. But I follow.
Well, that
you.
would get rid of the problem temporarily. But no, I meant like we put it in the box that can't be detected because that's the specialty of the box from the age of God knows when. And then we put the box in an extra dimensional plane that he can't get to, i.e., someone's bag of holding or portable hole or something. Also, what are we gonna do with all these like monster parts that we still have?
I mean, you could try to see if the Slayers could take them.
Like it really looks like this town's about ready to go to war. Do they need components to make weapons or things? Like we've got teeth of kraken and excess hide and teeth of thousand teeth and wing of dragon.
First of all, we don't have excess hide. The hide is being used. I think the potions, the blood and the potions, those are all spoken for. I think the only thing that's left that we potentially no, I mean, obviously I haven't. That is Kraken Tooth. There's 3 of those, and there's the horns to make shields. Which I was just about to ask. The Church of the Allfather wants to know if we have any stuff that we'd like to unburden ourselves with, as a donation towards things they can either put together for the war or whatever.
Well, we still also have the wing of one of the dragons. I don't know if Argon still wants a staff or if he's attuned out.
I'm
You
not
have quite a bit
I'm
of
not,
stuff.
I'm not attuned out.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
No, I haven't gotten a magic item since the chair. I don't really need another one.
I didn't know if you wanted a staff to go with your chair and your book.
I almost feel bad about that, but
I wouldn't.
the chair's so cool.
Between the 2 that I have are really the only 2 I really need. I have a +1 augment for my staff. That's the other thing. But I started with that. But I don't really need anything. I'm fine with where I'm at. That was in no way a complaint.
So, yeah, we've got the wings of two dragon, or of one dragon, and the necks of two.
Oh, see, I thought that we used the dragon wings for the bow.
We used one of them, the red
We've
one.
yeah, we've killed a couple of dragons since then.
Right.
So we've still got the white dragon wing and both the red and white neck.
How
Which
come
the
that's
necks
not
were
the
used
party loot?
because I had it part as the dragon wing carcass pieces. I can add them to it.
Yeah, there isn't even a mention of a dragon on the.
So dragon, neck, red and white.
Anyway, would anyone mind if I donated the Kraken horn to the church?
I've got no use for it.
I don't mind.
I don't know that any of us are hurting for a shield.
No, I don't use
None.
shields.
Not the slightest.
I could, but I don't need it.
All right.
The only thing I have is a bunch of arcade spells or arcade scrolls, so that's not really going to do any good.
I don't know what the teeth can be used as. I know they're massive because I've got one of them,
Right.
and
Yeah,
we
no,
have
we've
three
got-
more. So it's like,
got-
are they used to make like a sword, like a rapier or something? Is that what they can be made into? Or a spear?
Actually, you know what? I think I might want a shield at some point.
So I am giving you guys the ability to recycle and clean out your party loot by handing shit over to people that can use it. So if there's any shit that's been in there, say, longer than 6 months, you're probably not going to use it.
Okay, so let's see. You've used the raw adamantine, right? Portram? All right, I'm removing that. We still have the pieces of wormwood, which none of us are using.
No, we.
Weirdwood, sorry, weirdwood.
I think that was used.
Wasn't that used to make Capricio's shield?
Yep.
Yeah, but it kind of failed.
Oh, it did?
Kind of. It wasn't what we were shooting for, if I recall correctly.
I don't remember what happened. I just remember that I rolled low.
Yeah, that was the thing.
So the weirdwood is gone, correct?
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
All
It was
right.
used.
So we still have the heart of the Kraken, the eye of the Kraken. How many horns do we have? Was it just the one? Because I see horns make shields.
Just one.
We only
Yeah.
had one. Yeah. And you can make shield.
All right. And we have a total of 4 teeth. I've got
5.
one and
I got one too.
okay, so 5 teeth. The hide's been used to make Zurazar his armor, correct?
Yep. Well, it's in the process.
Okay. I've got the Scarab of Protection, so I'm going to put that down at the bottom.
I've got the power word heal scroll.
All right. Where was that? There it is. Copy. Paste.
Oh, I've got Rebuke's Edge equipped, so.
Yep. Do you have any excess weapons you're not using?
Bunch.
Want to donate them?
Sure, I'll throw out the flame tongue. And this glaive I haven't used
You still want the bow?
just at all.
So whatever you guys are deleting, be sure to message me or post in chat so I know what is here, just for reasons.
Yeah. I'm just getting everything.
Unless it's
Move.
like, this is a mundane sword, Okay.
Yeah. So Broska's giving the glaive and the flame tongue. What about the bow you got, Braska?
That's just a regular ass longbow. I think I gave the dragon bow to
Zurazar?
Zurazar?
I gave it back. I had no more use for it. And we only needed it for the Kraken fight. Unless you were giving it to me.
I was.
Oh, then I guess I will keep it.
We still have all the crossbows that we stole from the Empire, which are
Those aren't
the
getting
special
used.
ones that shoot fire.
I have. What do I have? I have a large ancient white dragon tooth, and I've got 12 of its scales.
So I believe we still have the 10 fire-based Empire crossbows. Braska, you said you wanted the horn eventually to make a shield.
Mm-hmm.
Kraken teeth times 5. Kraken heart times 1.
How many shields can we cut out of one horn, Joey?
1 shield.
Oh, only one?
Now, if you
Oh.
make it like a buckle shield, like a smaller one, maybe 2, but it is designed like a horn, so it's meant to make like a kite shield.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And for someone of Braska's size, it'd
A
probably take
buckler
the
would
whole
basically just be fancy brass knuckles
yeah.
at that point.
Yeah.
horn. We have the white and red dragon neck. Makes a staff. We have the white dragon wing, which is for the bow. What are we doing with the blood?
Which blood? The ones from the
Kraken blood.
Kraken? It's going to make potions of water breathing. Sounds like if there's a boat attack in the near future, we might want that.
But most of us can just walk on water.
Oh, good point. We can donate it if you want to.
No one here can make it, is the issue.
Yep.
That is the other issue, yeah.
Can Capriccio make it?
Yeah.
Why would? Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't know why Capriccio wouldn't be able to. So
Right.
Make what?
potions of water breathing.
Out of blood.
I can just cast water breathing.
Yeah.
There's also that.
So just donate it to the cause.
Okay, so I've got
Here, have this blood.
Kraken teeth.
We totally
you-
killed a kraken.
You want me to put the value of them, Joey, or no?
No, none of the values matter for this purpose.
Okay, so there's Kraken teeth, Kraken heart. That's for a focus. The eye is for crystal balls. Move that. Move that. You want the horn for eventually a kite shield. We got rid of the blood.
So, while we're getting all of this built up and together, I think this is as good a spot as any for us to go on break. Be right back. That was the wrong one. Hello, welcome back, everybody. Before we jump back in the action, don't forget like, comment, subscribe. All those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here on our YouTube channel. Memberships start at just $2 a month, and you gain access to some bitchin' emotes. If you're interested in joining any of our campaigns, we do have open slots available in a Friday early one. Be sure to reach out to me and let me know. So, you all have left the office and the church of the Queen of Ravens in Vasselheim. You gather up a lot of items from your bag of holding, and you all head over to the church to the Allfather. Allhammer? Allhammer. I always fuck up those two.
Yeah.
So, once you're inside, the same, or one of the clergy member comes over to you. Fordrum, welcome back. I was told that you might have something to drop off for us.
We got a lot of somethings here.
Alrighty, bring out the barrels. And they just start bringing barrels out to you guys to fill up with shit.
Yep, I just put all the monster stuff in it.
Yeah, hand over more gingerly stuff like the bows, stuff that is sort of valuable and potentially breakable. You know, here's a magical longsword, catches fire. Here's this. Here's that. Oh, these are a bunch of crossbows we got from the Empire, and look, and it flames up. Shoot one of the flamey things into one of the forges.
Well, that is... Thank you. Wonderful.
Necks can be made into staves. The wing can be made into any kind of bow you want. It is a legendary monster that it was killed from. So, good quality materials. We also got Kraken parts from a legendary Kraken.
This will be wonderful for our crafts. Very much appreciated, Fordrum. We are responsible with outfitting the entirety of Vasselheim for all of their weaponment in this upcoming fight.
Yep.
Oh, by the way, there was a little commotion by the gates today as you all were coming in. Do you happen to know anything about this?
All we heard was the person behind him said that they were from a merchant ship
Right.
and that they had forgotten their papers on the ship, and then the door closed.
Papers?
The guard asked for their papers.
They weren't a church-sponsored merchant.
No, we don't ask for paperwork for people to sell. It's freedom of business. We don't care about that. Good deceit.
So wait, are the guards running some sort of scam outside the gates?
I certainly hope not, but it is my guess that they have the precautions in place so that you can tell if somebody is actually from Vasselheim or not. People from Vasselheim know you don't need papers to sell here.
So just the fact that he lied on his answer lets them know that he doesn't belong here.
Correct.
Got it.
Okay.
It's very easy to sniff out someone who has never been here before. You can always tell. Usually they're shivering.
Well, or their eyes are this big because they can't believe the size of your fence.
Is it really that big?
Huh?
Is it really that big?
Compared to anywhere else we've been, yes. It's twice as tall or more, 3 times as tall.
Well, it's not a natural phenomenon, so it's not like mountain ranges holding in a city. So yeah, it would be the biggest fence I've ever seen.
I didn't know that. You see, I would have been easy to spy. Very good. By the way, Fordrum, since you are a honorary member of this particular church and a devout member to our church as a whole, you should be aware, if any Empire insurgents are found on this continent, you have the Order of the Righteous to exact whatever punishment is necessary on them, without need for persecution.
Thank you.
Great, we're a deputized hit squad for the church.
Well, keep in mind, in this one continent, murder's illegal, guys.
Yeah. Not today, it's not.
Only members of the Slayers take with orders or if you're deputized by the church.
Oh, phew.
Which
I'm
were
all
just-
those things.
We were just unofficially deputized, right?
Yes.
So. Or officially, I guess.
Thank you all very much for this. This is going to be marvelously beneficial to all of us. Thank you.
Yeah, I hope you can make some nice things out of these, and it helps y'all, stave off the Empire. Appreciate all the help y'all provide us.
Yep.
Never an issue.
We'll only be around for a little, maybe even a couple of hours, but I don't know. If we hear anything, we'll be on it. We'll snoop.
Good. So, you dropped off all of your things. Do. What are we doing now, guys? I love how
Alright.
nobody's asked you guys about, like, hey, what'd you talk about in there?
Argon, do you have the ability to teleport us today, or do you need to
Not
rest?
if we leave the town.
Not if
Right.
you leave the town?
No,
We don't-
if we leave the town.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I
uh,
meant. Like,
yeah.
do you have it prepared? Is my
Yes,
question.
I have it prepared.
Okay, so I guess we head out of town. Unless y'all want to get some food and whatnot for the road.
I thought you wanted to show me that one little
Oh yeah.
shop.
Well, we can buy our food there too.
You can buy food at a magic shop. I wouldn't eat anything.
Well,
from
no.
there.
From the bazaar, they have food stalls.
Then let's go to the bazaar.
There's a bazaar in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
How we got to Marquette?
We
For
met-
marbles?
Yeah, we met Marbles there.
Oh,
Who Sinclair has turned into this massive conglomerate of business as opposed to the lizard with a single trailer.
Right.
An
With a
emporium
swag.
is what you make of it.
Yeah.
So,
He had wares to sell.
you all travel through this wide open bazaar where you find that there is a lowly looking wagon that has a hand painted sign out front that says available wares.
Hi, marbles.
Holy shit, you're still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do that.
Hey, how you
to
been?
kill me.
Oh, big guy. He comes over and he's just like at first he's shadow punching you and then one of his hands slips and he realizes you could not give a fuck and he just punches.
I had marbles. His
Dickles.
mom's tuning hourglass for the desert travel.
Much appreciated. So, what brings all you through here? Oh, you got a few new individuals here.
Yeah. We picked up a few strays.
Zervazar. Ah, this is Marbles. Capriccio. Oh, yeah. This is Marbles.
I know you.
You both recognize him for being a patron of your establishment just a couple of times.
He kind of blinks for a few seconds and say, "Marbles."
Yeah, how you doing, sirs?
I'm doing.
I know
quite
you.
well. I'm glad that you made it safely back from the wonderful continent of Marquette.
Of course, I'm always traveling back and forth, and well, always doing good business wherever it needs to be had. And well, we did stop by that city for just a short period of time, and I'm glad I saw you both at the circus.
They know.
Oh,
I am the manager of the establishment.
right. I just was kind of.
It's
And-
okay. We won't tell Mama.
We're working on breaking new ground too.
I can assure you, these they won't say. Well, he'll look to Sinclair.
I won't tell Mama.
Most of them won't say.
Well, I
You might
certainly
want-
hope not. So, what could I do you for? I figure you're here for a reason.
These individuals, as you came to my establishment. Now I'm coming to yours. These people said that you might actually have something of interest here.
Depends what is interesting to you. I mean, gonna admit there's been quite a bit of good things that I've been able to get off of a few different shipwrecks on my way back over here. Few things in the wildlands I picked up as well, and not to mention Marquesian goods that I always have access to when I come all the way back up here. I actually just got back a few days ago. Y'all are lucky to run into me.
Ooh.
Well, why don't you show us what you collected during your expeditions to shipwrecks?
All right, so instead of doing a shopping session, what are you guys looking for? Don't say generic magic. Like,
Buttons from a pirate coat.
oh yeah, we definitely got one of those over here. We got the entire coat. Do you just want the buttons?
Yep, maybe. Zurazar, what do you think?
I'll take the coat part.
I'll look at the coat.
There's
how
a
far
huge slash in the back of it. He was clearly stabbed in the back.
That can be mended.
Is there any chance this would fit Bruska anyway?
It would be a hilarious scene. A fat guy in a little coat.
Right.
Yeah.
anything?
You like
magic-
these Zurazar? You like these? Or should I? We can create custom buttons. That's super easy.
Custom buttons would probably be the best thing.
Okay.
I want this coach to emphasize. As for, did you find any boots that could be of interest?
Boots? Did you say boots?
I said boots.
You know what? We're going to Uthadern. I can get you some boots.
Ooh.
I got some boots for you.
Wait, you going all the way to Uthadern?
Yep, we're heading back to Fortune's home.
I've never been to Uthadern. I think that could be some like decent business. Uthadern's really far away from here. Are y'all using the magical
Yeah.
thing?
We are.
Is there any chance I could come with you?
Well, here's the thing.
All right.
I don't think we could take the wagon too.
Why not? Broska can carry it. We'd have to empty the wares, of course.
We did it last time.
Braska can physically carry the wagon. All he has to do is lift it up off the ground.
He is
Yeah,
stronger now
fine.
too, so he can probably do it with the wares.
But you should also be aware that it's easily a year and a half or 2 years, and you got to sail back across from the Menagerie Coast when you decide to leave, and you're going to cut through the entire empire.
Jerem, do you think we could get, like, if he does go with us, would it be okay to have the captain fly him back?
You're asking me?
Well, you and
It's
Zurazar are owners.
Zurazar's
It's not
ship.
his ship.
But that was Vexalia's.
It is
We can
definitely
rock paper scissors to figure that out, but
It is definitely my ship.
In her absence.
He's a patron of yours. You want to be
Give
a
it 100
patron
years.
of his.
Give it 100 years, it'll be a permanent absence.
patron of whose?
Well,
Like-
I don't want to be of any inconvenience to y'all. I was just I hear the wares and crafts out in Uthadern are just unparalleled with just their fine craftsmanship and the like. Like the dwarves are, I mean, I'm sorry if this is a stereotype, but the dwarves are tinkering like it's nobody's business.
Yeah, we don't really call it tinkering though, so be careful of your language. Kind of like, steal something, lose a hand. Tinkering dwarves get you punch in the mouth. But
That's fair. That's fair.
Zurazar, would you be okay with maybe giving him passage via the ship afterwards?
I would like to be on the ship when it happens.
That's fine. He'd spend a month in Uthadern.
we
Here's the thing.
I just feel like we're making promises here that
Yes.
we don't know that we can keep.
And not only that, I don't want to fly the airship into Empire territory.
You wouldn't. It's in
Oh.
our
You
ship.
have to.
I mean,
I mean, I can
Airship's
take.
in Whitestone.
I think you misunderstand, and thank you for letting that bit of information slip. That did not need to be said.
Well, I'm just going off the map. Whitestone's here. Uthadern's here. When do you cross into the Empire?
Well, you fly over. You have to go past the Empire in order to get there, or you have to go over Isocross to avoid that. So
Yeah,
you
here's the
enter
thing.
into the Empire's waters, or you go past Isocross.
There's
Ah.
Yeah.
there's no safe way to truly get to Uthodurn by airship at the current moment.
By the
because
way,
What if you
this
go the
world-
other way?
This world is a sphere, guys. You can go the other way. Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's flat.
Even I was figuring
Look
that
at
out.
Braska talk about spherical objects.
I know shapes.
So I'm going to say no for now until things die down. However, you are more than welcome to go to the ship whenever if you ever see it. It is a
convenient
it
establishment.
It is a very convenient establishment, and there are spas there. I believe you would enjoy it. Irregardless, what if? I think you know some of these people more than you know myself, even though we met briefly. If there's supplies that you're wanting from Uthodurn, and you wish, if we ever are to return, you could pay one of these people, and they can get these supplies, and they can bring it back to you. Consider it a DoorDash.
Or if you want to travel there and spend several months there, and then charter a boat elsewhere, then you could.
We are spending so much time on this. I will teleport you with us to Uthodurn sometime within the next month. I will come back to Uthodurn and I will teleport you to Phelan. From there, you can take a boat back to Onkarel.
Bitchin'. And don't worry about the ship. I actually got myself a second employee after our last excursion. They'll take care of the wagon here. Also, I got myself one of these things, and he pulls out a backpack and straps it, and it buckles in the front, and he looks super happy and proud. Argan, that's a haversack.
Well, that is a very nice pack.
He's got a lot of pockets, and they're real deep.
It's probably my Otis's favorite magic item.
Okay.
Then I guess if that's all done, I guess business is concluded.
Yeah,
Oh, by the way, you can have the coat. He just tosses it at you.
Oh, Braska, do you want this?
Hell yeah.
There you are.
I'll get excited when we're
Do you want me to wait?
You have more coat so that Fortune can expand it.
Oh, before we depart, marbles.
Yeah.
How often do you do you gather very interesting or magnificent items?
Magnificent is usually pretty hard to come by most of the time, if I'm going to be honest. But intriguing items, I mean, recently there's been a lot of random people dying, just dropping magical shit everywhere, and I mean, you know about business.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
He'll kind of point at his cloak of Elvenkind. If you find boots with a similar style to this, and you know they're magical, if you hold it for me.
Hey, Zurazar,
Mm-hmm.
my mom will make you a pair of boots, I bet. And they will be probably the most comfortable boots you'll ever wear.
The only thing I can think of is a flame augment, but
Uthodurn is also half elven. Zurazar, so
That makes sense. I've never been there, so
Yeah,
it's half dwarf, half elf.
If you could get yourself an authentic pair of elven-made boots, that's going to be a lot better than what I got. But I got these slippery runners, as I call them.
slippery runners. I don't know what do they do? Do they slipper? Do I just run?
So
slippery?
when you put them on and you start running, you run and you just keep running. It's really good, but it's a little slippery, so it's hard to stop running until you move as much as you're going to move.
I think I will pass, but I appreciate the sentiment. I think Fortune, I will take your word.
So-
But if you find, I will come back though.
It is an uncommon magical item, does not require attunement. Your base movement speed increases by 10. However, on your turn, if you attempt to stop prematurely without expending all of your movement, and you moved at least 10 feet before that, you have to make a dexterity saving throw. DC is equal to the remainder of feet that you have, or you slip.
to what, DC 5?
Those are amazing.
Thank you.
But I will I'll take you up on that offer, Fortune, whenever we go there. You,
Yeah.
on the other hand, I'll see you soon.
Unattunement boots.
They're unattuned, but if you don't use all your movement, you just fall over.
Yeah, I'm just thinking it would be useful to have, but
You
I
have
don't
to
have
use
money right
all
now.
your movement, and it's not one of those like 5, 5, 5, 5. It's like you're moving. Your momentum has to continue.
What
know?
happens if you
it's a
don't
straight.
walk?
It's boots of charging, basically.
Well, then
You-
they're just nice looking boots, Capriccio.
You can move up to 10 feet, I guess. Well, oh yeah, you just fly everywhere. So
Yeah.
I'd
Do you
finally
have
be at the
any?
same speed as everyone else.
If you ever come across one of these, and I point to my blade, one of these gems that are bright red, let me know.
I
I'm
got you.
looking for one.
Yeah, definitely. I'll keep an eye out for it. You know, I travel an awful lot, and I usually go to these strange places and come across really unique things. Like, we're all, in my opinion, I think we're pretty close now. I mean, we did travel. I watched you kill a gator. I ate with you. You slept in my mama's place. Like,
Yep.
we're pretty close. So, I mean, if y'all are ever looking for something more particular, you know, just do the mental doodad thingy on me, and I'll see if I can't find it for you, all right?
Okay.
So you have an international buyer for you now, somebody who specializes in finding unique items, and you can ask him to go out and journey. You'll have to pay him a finder's fee, but he'll do it.
Damn it. How is he in real estate?
another great. We have another hot dog vendor working for us.
Yep. Well,
Hey, that works for me.
let's take a walk. We got to get out of this town and see what's happening.
Also,
Let's take the south gate because the other gate currently has an issue going on.
Well, I'd like to go to the other gate to just ask if it's something of need. I don't know about any of you, but I'd like the information so we know what we're leaving behind.
Well,
People
we-
have asked us in more than one place, so it would be the right thing to do, I think. I know, it's me. I get it, but unless you guys have a problem with it.
I don't mind blowing up a ship. Marbles get more merchandise at that point.
wait, what?
Just let's go to the gate.
Bad people are trying to get in,
Maybe.
sell
maybe.
bad wares.
Maybe there's like 10 assumptions in that statement, but
That's actually quite impressive, I'll admit.
All right. So you go over to the south gate since you came in from the north gate, right?
we go out the same one we came in. If we came
North
in
gate.
north, we go back to north.
So you go over there. Exiting is a lot easier of a process. They just have a how do we put this? A war cleric sitting there. As you all are exiting, they seem to be detecting magic across all of you, and they only stop at Argon. Excuse me.
Yes.
You have illusion-based magic on your hands.
Yeah.
Do I?
Yeah.
Is that what turned him silver? Or
That was-
clear?
It was an illusion.
No, but didn't you cover them up?
With gloves?
They seem
I just have-
invisible.
I just have regular gloves on. Yeah, that's not illusion magic. My skin is crystalline.
He had a bad case of wild magic. Do you want to see the fingertips?
No, I'm just confirming that you're not hiding something. Very good.
What happened with the sailor without any kind of admittance papers?
They're under our custody right now, and we are interrogating them.
Okay. Any information on the boats out in the bay?
None yet. I'm sure the interrogations may yield some information.
Okay.
Why? You're deputized, correct?
We are, and I would offer to help, but we are going to be leaving once we leave the gates to where we can do things. But I figured we'd check before leaving in case.
I got the impression if we need to sink a ship that she'll let you know.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean-
she says she'll just send you like,
Yeah.
hey guys.
Come drop 2 meat sticks on a boat real quick for us.
Yeah. And then, well, 3 of us, and then I'll flame strike the other one, and we'll be done.
Let's speed run these ships. One of us on each ship. Let's go.
Yeah, Shadow
Exactly.
Oil. Let me at them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn left real quick.
That means that fucking kills me, man. That motherfucker turned left.
But yeah, if nothing else, just send us word and we'll come back.
All right. All right, we will.
So how far out do we have to be before we are allowed to use arcade? Just so
Can we
we
just
know.
do?
Outside the
Can we just
gates. Outside the gates.
Oh, so we
Okay.
can just do it right here if we want to.
Well,
I'm gonna
I would
scoop
ask that you step away from the gate.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm going to collect some dirt, put it in a jar, label it Vasselheim, put it in the bag.
He's an avid collector of dirt. Don't mind him.
This is how we're getting back if we ever need to get back here quickly.
He says the darndest things.
Capriccio could bring us back at this point too.
Do
He
you
knows
want
a
to take
tree
another
now.
tumble down a tree?
I didn't
don't-
tumble, so I'm fine with it.
Capriccio,
was
there's
act-
like 5 other trees that you could have chosen that are
Yeah.
perfectly safe.
I actually had a very nice slide down that hill. I'd actually be fine with doing it again. Just less dirt on my coat, please.
Especially now that we know that it's a slide on the other side of the hill.
Next time we go, we should get some carpets.
You guys probably missed like the other 5 or 10 trees that we saw along the way, but I'm totally choosing that one. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm not
Good
really
idea.
good at
Oh.
noticing trees.
If we go in that tree again, it is now a rule that you must at least do a spin or a flip to actually have a bit of a challenge going down the hill.
We can turn it into a game. The more impressive acrobatic feat you do, the better.
I feel like there's a game at one point, but I can't quite. Never mind. I like this idea.
All right.
All right.
Do it come back.
So, you all get outside.
So where are we going to exactly? We're going to Uthodurn or we're going to the Savalier?
Uthodurn.
I hand Argon this Uthodurn sand jar.
I don't need the Uthodurn sand jar. I have boots that Fordrum's mother made me that I wear all the time. But
So you are just now a dirt collector.
he collects dirt everywhere, so in case we need to teleport there again. This just happens to be one of the places that I don't need it for.
Ah, I gotcha.
Because he has boots.
Yes.
Literally made there for you.
Otherwise, I could just hug Fordrum too.
Fortune, does your parents make magical boots or just boots?
Well, when you feel their comfort, it's like magic. Now, could they be magicked after they are made? Yes. But they're so comfortable that you'd be hard pressed to not think, my feet feel so good, it's like magic.
Yeah, I kind of need new boots. Mine blew up.
Well, we're going to the right place.
We're not going to stick out in this place, are we?
No, most of
Yes.
us have been there already.
Some
Okay,
of us will, but most of us won't.
I look down at my very sort of colorful attire. Should I change?
No one that you will be talked to and questioned, but not interrogated. Like
Oh.
people will be interested in you, but not
I-
accusedly.
Oh, fantastic. I do love being talked to.
I don't think your attire matters because I'm literally in a bathrobe that's barely covering me.
You're wearing Gilmore's bathrobe.
Hugh Hefner robe, yeah, I'm still wearing it. I'm not attuned to it. I'm still wearing it though. It's the only
All right.
piece of clothing I have.
So we're TPing over to Uthodurn then.
Correct.
Yes.
All right, let's bring you back over to the Graying Wildlands map.
You got to delete a couple characters off of there.
Who are these
Yeah.
people?
You still have
Oh,
Corvus.
no.
Yeah.
It's been a
I
while
know.
since we used this one.
I'm a backstab Corvus.
Too late. He doesn't have a back to stab.
Ah!
Yeah.
The back is gone.
I'll
did.
keep the ashes or whatever.
Now we know where that coat came from.
And the front and the sides and the.
I'm
He
gonna
chose
collect
to
the,
stay dead.
I'm gonna collect the dust in a jar. That's my new hobby: collecting human ashes in jars.
O'Dern.
Ah, joke's on you. He was a fish man.
Oh wait, salmon?
Scales.
And
So-
sucks for you, there was no remains.
So, everybody, let us continue with the game. Jesus. Hurting cats today. You all arrive at the beautiful, incredible city of Uthadern. When you look around, for those of you who have not been here before, this incredibly large dwarven and elven monarch ruling populace is an incredible show of how different groups and communities can come together and form a stronger and better community within themselves. When you arrive, you are underground, but all of the homes are specifically chiseled and cut out of stone to look exactly how individuals wished for them to have looked. People make them designed specifically how they wanted. The pride in craftsmanship is ever present here inside of this very large populace and city. In fact, even the clothes individuals are wearing, there's nothing generic. There's nothing simple. Everything is well put together, sturdy, but still unique in its own right. The weapons and armament that people wear as they travel around, the tools that people have strapped to their chests, their belts, and anything else that they have draping around themselves is incredibly well detailed, where you have the feeling everybody has made something for themselves or has specially had it crafted for them. This amount of attention to detail is something you get nowhere else in the world. And as Zurazar and Capriccio, who have never been to the city before, are looking around at everything, taking it all in, you watch as a person walks by Fordrum with a massive barrel on their back, holds up a mug to him, Fordrum,
Yeah.
turns around, and you can just start filling up your mug with the walking ale that this person is selling while traveling around the streets.
Interesting.
Thank you, lad. Here you go.
Thank you. And now that you look at him, this person is a younger individual for a dwarf. You'd estimate that he's just under the full age of maturity and adulthood. They take.
You got
a little
another
bit-
mug?
Absolutely. They reach down to their side and pull out a very long strap of leather that has snaps that is just draped with mugs.
Yeah, I grab another one. I hand my first one to Braska and then grab another one to fill it for myself. Argan, Zuzar, Capriccio, anyone else?
I'm
No.
good.
None for now. Thank you, though.
The proceeds
good,
go
thank
to the
you.
orphanage.
Are you trying to guilt trip me?
Well, it's
I'm
all right.
just-
I only have platinum pieces, so I paid him with a plus.
I'll make good on that.
I tip him the Tal'Dorei. No, I'm just kidding.
All right. You give him a platinum coin. Do you want me to follow you for the next hour?
No.
Yes.
You're gonna want to follow that one.
He'll look at you, Braska, squat down, unstrap the barrel from him, and then just, like, walk away.
I'll take it.
All right. You got a 10-gallon barrel of ale on your back. Or for you, you're probably just, like, cradling it like a baby.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
Treating it like boxed wine, and I'm a deep alcoholic.
So, everyone else taking in the marvelous city that is Uthadern. There you go.
Yeah.
How far are we from Casa Le Fordrum?
Huh?
Brightblade, sorry.
The Brightblade Estate.
Because I've traveled throughout this city.
Oh,
now.
yeah, you're not terribly far. Maybe a 40-minute walk at most.
Okay.
Well, we start making the walk.
As you're traveling through the town, periodically you'll get a few people who look over and just start like waving at Fordrum, recognizing him. One person yells out, "Hey, your uncle owes me 15 for last night."
For what?
We were playing poker.
That, well, yeah. Thank you. I will tease him about it.
Yeah. Make sure you remind him queens ain't his specialty.
That's what she said.
And they all just keep walking around. Everybody in this city seems incredibly lively and happy and at peace with everything that seems to be happening in the outside world right now. You all travel, going up the grand stairs that have these torches inside of them to illuminate the staircases you're going up to the higher level, which you know the Bright Blade Estate is on. Then you turn left and start heading over there, and there's this remarkably quaint and not remarkably huge home. Simple, 2 stories. But there is a very large yard that's mostly gravel, and you see smoke coming from behind it. Enough smoke that would cause concern if you didn't realize that this is Fordrum's family home.
Yep. Make our way. Just get close.
Get outside.
Yeah, I'm gonna knock on the door once and then open it and lean my head in and go, "Mom?"
So before your hand touches the door, you watch as a 8-sided blade goes flying and slams in the door right next to your hand.
Aha. I pull it out and I turn around and I'm like, "Nephew?"
You all look around for a moment, and then, because his stealth is good, but not that good,
Come on out, owlbear.
everybody with 16 or higher sees this dwarven man boy who is leaning up against the wall of one of the pillars to the gate around this home, wearing an outfit and painted his face and beard gray to blend in with it.
Damn. You're doing so well.
I have learned a great deal many things from people.
And
And he comes walking all the way out. Hello, cousin.
hello. And I go to hand it back, and when he reaches for it, I present it with the, handle side towards him. And when he reaches for it, I grab his hand and I pull him in for a big hug. So he's completely uncomfortable.
Oh, he looks so uncomfortable right now.
Yeah. So good to see you. Is everyone safe and good?
Everyone's fine. I've been watching them.
Nice.
Yeah,
Why aren't you using the mask?
I'm always watching it. I don't paint the mask. I was hiding, being vigilant.
You've done a remarkable job.
There are strangers afoot. And he throws his cape in front of him and just starts running through the cities.
Yeah. I love that kid.
I love what we've done to him.
You gave him
Yeah.
purpose.
We made the owlbear.
Maybe not a good purpose, but you gave him purpose.
It's great purpose.
I ought to
Uh,
teach that kid how to punch back. I'm sure he needs it.
So.
Definitely.
He does.
Capriccio. This, oddly enough, out of many of the places you've been to, inside of... Oh, that's not the right song for this area. God, where's the Uthodurn music? Oh, yeah, it's nighttime here. For many of the places that you've ever been to in the material realm, Capriccio, this is the one that feels the most like the wilds to you. The strong sense of individuality and the way that people are unique in their own rights and strange and weird, but also for your court in particular that you have associations with. The love that they have for one another. It's something that you have not seen in many other places in the material realm.
Is this where you grew up, Fortrum?
Yep. This is my house.
This is home.
This is magical place.
I agree.
In more ways that you might be able to see.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, I grew up here, so I take a bit of it for granted, I'm sure. But every time I come back, it sure seems special.
It is a very special place.
Yep. I miss it when I'm gone.
Who the fuck is outside making all that noise on my doorstep?
Hi, Mama.
Ah, for fuck's sake, you brought him back. The door slams open, and a very, very sassy, stereotypical dwarven woman stands there with a rolling pin on her one shoulder and what appears to be a boiling pan of some type of sauce and cheese in the other.
Ooh.
Ortro,
Uh-huh.
come here. She gives you a big hug, and you feel the warmth of the pan on your back, and ooh, that's cozy.
Yeah.
Everyone else, there's like steam and smoke rolling off of him. Sinclair, she'll boop you on the
Mama.
head. Artigan, nice to see you again.
And then these others, this is Braska, and
Hi.
Zurazar, and Capriccio.
Hello.
Holy shit, you're a fucking fairy. Sorry, is that derogatory?
No, that's what I am.
Okay, good.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I've
Greetings.
never... And hello to you too. Oh, he's a handsome one. I'm married. Happily so. And he's got bigger arms than you.
Oh, I'm not. This is
She
not
gives you a
offensive
little
content for me.
smirk.
He'll wink at her.
I look at Broska's arms and I remember how big Forge's
Yeah.
dad's arms is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Braska might be physically stronger, but that's probably because of size. Like... So, come on in. I'm just finishing up dinner. Looks like we're going to have to feed a lot more of you. If I remember from what you told me about Braska, we're going to need a lot more food.
I can help.
All right.
It
How
just
I
about-
can help pay for things if I need to.
So, stepping inside, you see that there is this remarkably fine craftsmanship on the walls, on the floor, all around you. It is just screaming that everything in here is homemade, hand-stitched. Even the chair that has a woven seat and back to it, it clearly has been woven with care and precision to look cozy. As you're all walking in, boots off at the front.
Before I even step in the house, I lift a foot up, prestidigitate it, lift the other foot up, prestidigitate it, walk in, because I don't have boots anymore. And I know not to cast magic in Mama's house.
I assume you gave your friends the lowdown.
Not
No. I feel like you've got the speech so well practiced. It was more fun to hear it from you.
Alrighty then. She turns around. Fortune, take this over to the oven, and she hands you the pan onto your
Uh-huh.
hands as you just walk away. Add a little bit more salt in that. I think it needs it.
I will.
So, the three of you, welcome to my home. We have some very simple rules here. If you're sitting, you're eating, and you're enjoying. First come, first serve. If you ain't fast enough, you don't get to eat. It's just the way it is. We'll try to make sure, since you're new guests, that we give you a little bit of a head start, shall we call it. However, there's no spell casting in my home. I don't like any of that stuff happening in here. If you need to do it, you take it to the backyard, or you go out front. Next, no talking shop. Home is where you feel at ease, where you feel peace, where you feel calm, where you can collect yourselves, relax, take your hats off. All right?
Okay.
That was to
Alright.
you, Zurazar, Braska, and Capriccio. Zurazar? Okay.
I can assure you, I don't talk shop. I'm very respectful of house rules.
Good. Now, take off your bags. You can put them over in the main foyer over there. Don't worry. People might snoop and be curious about what it is, but nobody goes through your special belongings here. Oh, by the way, Forgerum, A bunch of
Yes.
your cousins and your uncle had to start working in the mines early this morning. Your uncle got recruited for some work also. He's getting paid pretty well. But they couldn't finish breakfast. Can you go over to the cabinet and take out all the waffles?
Yep.
All right, we just need to warm them up a little bit.
Consider it done.
So, when all of you take off your bags and place them over towards the other little corner. Now, Uthadurn is a naturally chilled location because you are high up in the Flotkep Alps. However, the city itself feels warm from all of the forging that happens here, all of the construction, everything that is always constantly going on. It still has that slight little bite. And you all have been in some pretty chilly places as of recently. As soon as you put your bags down and you look over towards the top side of this nice little foyer, you see that there's a very large, magnificent fire in full bloom. And as you get over to it, it has this calming effect on you where you feel at home, at ease. It's not just heat and warmth. There's something different about this that makes a practically minded individual have to consider magic and makes people who are more spiritually aligned just appreciate it.
Cool.
So,
Is the tapestry hanging where we left it?
actually, it's not hanging up on the wall yet. I was waiting for you to get back so you can help me put it up here in the
Cool.
dining hall.
We will do that.
All right. You all turn over to the kitchen and you see that there are stone chairs and a very large stone table that seems very fortified and still has cracks across it. This could easily fit maybe 15 people, comfortably so. Not bunched up, but comfortably. And now that you're here, Fordrum, she'll go over towards one of the cabinets, take out the very large tapestry, and all right, we just need a couple of... you can do that flying bit. Let me pull the chair over, and she'll pull the chair, and she'll climb up, and you float up to the ceiling. All right, we just need to hang it right here. We have the hooks already set aside, and place it there. As it drapes down almost perfectly, being just a couple of inches above the floor.
Yep. Looks perfect.
That is so... You said you got that in Marquette.
I did. We did.
Huh.
Sinclair insisted that it get made for you, so.
She'll look over at you. Thank you very much, Sinclair. It's a beautiful gift to my family.
The lady who made it used the feelings that we all had of your home and your family. So it was a group effort. I'm happy that it's here and where you and your family can enjoy.
Thank you. So, let me hear a little bit about yourselves. No talking shop, but tell me who you are. If I'm feeding you, you at least owe me a little story. Broska?
Not talking shop.
You're not discussing any business.
No, I understand that. I'm just trying to figure out how to talk about myself without doing that.
Tell her about your memberships.
Oh, yeah. So, wait, no, that's also shop.
She'd take that. That's not a shop that she's talking about.
Okay. So I'm a member of the Slayer's Cake and a member of the Slayer's Take. One of those I think is a literal shop, and the other's more stuff I do, which is the other kind.
And where do you hail from? Is that a difficult question? Oh. Well, nice
Not
that you
super
got...
fond of the place.
You don't need to justify yourself to me. I understand there's some arseholes, but there's arseholes everywhere you go.
Fair enough.
And most of the time, whenever there's something wrong with a civilization, it's the leadership that needs to have their heads cut off. But we're not talking shop.
We might have a home soon. Me and
Oh.
Braska put down a deposit for a nice house in
I
Fort Tomato.
didn't realize the two of you were... I need to make you some matching bands. Oh, that is so wonderful!
I kind of lost all my clothing, so I'm kind of in the bathrobe right now.
Oh. Forge him, take him upstairs and get him... I think he could fit into one of your cousins. Well, he'll definitely fit in it. Just matters if he'll swim in it or not.
Yeah.
Look for their baby clothes.
I think there's a misunderstanding that happened there somewhere in the line.
Is there though?
Come on, Stan. Let me show
Pretty
you what
sure.
we got.
So, the two of you, and you'll be able to get yourself outfitted in some real homemade Uthodurnian clothes. That'll be way too wide for you, and also too short.
Yeah, I plan on asking her later to use my favor to possibly find a place in town that could make me some better travel clothing.
Someone in this family can do it. So, what about you, little fairy friend? What was your name?
My name is Capriccio,
And where do you hail from?
from the Feywild.
Really? I hear you
Yeah.
have some pretty intense parties out there.
Uh-huh. We do. The best,
And
actually.
What brings you to the material realm?
Oh, you know. Just having some fun.
Just goofing around. Yeah, I can respect it. And you, Mr. Handsome Face?
I hail
I
from
already
what-
went.
I thought you were upstairs.
No, that was Sinclair and Forgem that are upstairs. Braska, I think, is drooling over the pile of waffles.
We can both be handsome, Braska.
Of course, you're a very beautiful boy. And she'll pinch your cheek, Braska.
Can she reach?
I hail from Marquette's.
Oh, really?
Yes, actually, I've been there for all my life, really.
And pray tell me, what about it? Like, your family, you speak so very well. I assume you got one of those, you know.
Oh, funny you should mention that. I did take quite a few speaking lessons. I was very socially anxious as a child, and thankfully I came out of my shell soon after that. And I've flourished since.
That is so very good. You know, I've always said that it is important to always be getting better at something. No matter what you're doing in your life, you need to be constantly getting better at something.
I fully agree. I think I am not to stroke my ego, but I will. I do believe I am very good at what I do, but I do believe I can do better.
That is good. Now, thank you for sharing. All
Getting
three
better
of you.
at that. I have not died yet. I don't know what you're talking about.
Getting better at not dying. Exactly. He's really good at not dying. Hasn't done
Yeah,
yet.
I'm fantastic.
Just so you know, while you're here, you're acting like you're part of the family, okay? People are rough. They're tough. But you look out for each other, all right? Big guy, you're built like a brick fucking shithouse.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
If you ever break one of the kids in my home, she pulls out a large wooden spoon. And from the corner of your eye, actually, sorry, Argan, I need you to give me a charisma saving throw when you see that. From the corner of your eye, you see Argan flinches away.
For Arthur right there. He's
Why am I getting flashbacks to Marquette?
Because Mama hits harder than anyone in Marquette.
You understand?
I believe I do.
Good. And she'll just pat you on the head. Now you're starting to drool over the waffles. You can just start fucking eating them.
Oh, fuck yeah.
And they are very thick, almost like Belgium-style waffles that obviously you can pick up, roll, and just start eating like that. And she'll just shake her head, laughing the entire time. Within about 30 minutes of you all sitting here, just talking, feeling warm right now, you end up hearing very loud, almost like a mob of people outside, moving closer over towards the estate. Suddenly, the door slams open, and the first thing you see is a running dwarf covered in gray paint with a gray robe, charging up the stairs, running Naruto style.
What'd you do?
A few seconds after that, and Forgem, since you're kind of like up there still getting Sinclair situated with things, you see he runs up, looks you dead in the eyes, shh, jumps up to the ceiling, kicks a tile, and it moves out of the way, and he slides up there and then moves it back. You didn't know that was there.
I think he added it.
I just look up and I go, good job.
A few seconds later, you hear a very loud, "Where the fuck did that little shit go?" as a very angry red-headed dwarf runs inside of the house, starts looking from side to side, and you see that there's another one of these, like, ninja stars stuck in the back of his hand. Forgem, from up top of you, you hear,
I missed. It was an accident.
So I take it this one isn't one of yours?
No, this one is one of mine. Go sit down and get yourself ready. You're fucking bleeding in my kitchen, boy.
Here,
Sorry.
give me your hand. I go, this is gonna hurt for a second.
Wait,
I
holy shit,
pull it out.
Forgem, you're home?
Yeah, here, shake my
Hey, and he just like,
I
ow!
cure wounds on him.
Ooh, that's the good stuff.
Yeah,
I need to get me a wife that'll do that.
that's awkward.
And he just punches you in the shoulder, and this is your younger cousin, but only by a couple of years. And when he punches you for the first time in your life, you don't move at all.
Yeah, clang. Huh?
Holy shit! Looks you over. Fuck you. You've been getting bigger, huh?
A little bit.
Nice.
We killed a kraken.
A kraken of what?
It's a giant sea creature.
Ah, nice. Sushi.
Yeah.
Boys, you better be cleaning. I don't hear no water. Oh, shit. And then you see the rest of the cousins, siblings, uncle, all walking into the house right now. Everybody moving together. Half of them are looking like they just freshly came out of a mining shaft and just smiling, laughing. And they all look inside of the kitchen. And at first they're confused because there's new people here. And then they see Argan and Sinclair and Forgem coming down. Oh shit, we got some company. Language when you're talking at the table. Fuck, I forgot. And then he goes outside to go wash his hands, as everybody does in the communal barrel, to just wash your hands from all this shit. Feeding time's in 5 minutes. All right, all of you, feeding time is in 3 minutes. Whatever you can fit onto your plate, it's probably all you're gonna get. So,
I go outside with all of them, and I use prestidigitation.
No casting spells.
Outside is
is
okay.
fine. Outside is
All
fine.
right.
She specified, hey, outside is fine. Not in her home. She wants shit to be clean of that.
Yep. That's why I went outside.
I would like everybody at the table to give me a strength saving throw, please.
Oh, I'm not good at those.
That's kind of the point.
I'm decent.
Rosca, Fordrum, of course.
I'm good.
Argan, you're getting better.
I've done this before. I've
Yes.
been at this table.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm gonna use my game advantage.
Okay. Nice.
14.
I'm tiny. I'm about to get abused.
Okay. So, as everybody starts storming over to the table that's seated for 15 comfortably, humans comfortably, these are fucking dwarves. They are twice as wide as a human, and there's roughly about 20 of them in total, all shoving over towards the table with all of you pushing up nice and close. And, well, Braska, you're kind of fitting in perfectly with this situation. You're bigger than them, so when they start crashing into you, you just like firm your shoulders on the table with your elbows, and you're like, this is funny. Fordrum,
I make a bowl, but I slide it in front of Capriccio instead of for myself
and you
because I
see
know.
only Capricio's hand reaching through.
Yeah, so I make a bowl real fast, elbowing my way, and I hand it to Capriccio, knowing that this is not. He's just not built for this.
I'm like a cat, and you
I
just
was
see the
also going to
paws.
help
I'm trying to
Capriccio,
reach
but
for
now that I
things.
see it's taken care of.
I'm just grabbing a bowl and darting away from the table.
When you try to do that, 3 dwarves just crash into you hockey player style, and you're like, trying to grab at something. And Suversar, you managed to just move back a little bit and use your half-orc height to your advantage to reach over and start grabbing for things. As Capriccio is being completely smothered and Sinclair is being squatted, you watch as Mama walks around the long side of the table, pulls out her black wooden spoon, and in one sweep, crack, 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 smacks every single one of them in the back of the head, where every single one just screams out in pain. And it was so loud, collectively, it sounded like a cascading chain of lightning smashing into their skulls.
Could I,
And now all of you can easily fit at the table to grab. We have guests. You'll all act appropriately.
Gonna grab a bowl and get out of the line of fire.
In unison. Sorry, Mama. And Auntie.
the
She'll go-
temptation.
She'll
to
sit
cast-
next to you, Capriccio, and like pull Sinclair over to be on her other side as like, you guys are safe here.
Thank you, Mama.
The temptation to suddenly cast haste on one of these guys and see them like just have us like just spaz out trying to grab everything and then just go after a minute.
Don't do
so
that to Braska. So, everybody, these are Fordrum's new friends that he's made while out doing whatever you call it, killing crack asses. Is that what they're really called?
Cracking, but crack ass is funny enough.
So,
Oh, Fortune, tell them about the other things that you've been able to slay.
Couple of dragons. What else do we do?
so I have to point out at that statement, there's several crude remarks made by individuals that lead by smashing of spoons against their heads.
Zurzar will reach. He'll reach into his because he'll reach into his pocket. He'll take something out. He'll slide it over towards one of the people that got smacked in the back of the head, and it is a singular ancient white dragon scale. He'll kind of tap it. He's going to say, "Oh no, don't worry, he did."
Wait, what the fuck? He picks it up. Language! Shit, sorry. Holy fuck. You killed a dragon?
Oh, I'm the one that killed the dragon. Fortune helped. That is a lie. Fortune definitely was the one that killed the dragon.
I did not. No. I just help. We collectively have done it.
Though, in fairness, would you believe me if I said that dragon was not that hard to kill?
You guys are funny.
Once it's on the ground, it isn't.
Do you have any,
I don't know. The red one in the air went down pretty easily.
do you have
That's
any,
also true.
Do you have any more of these scales? I think I could work these into some really nice And Mama like gets a furious look in her eyes as he just sorry.
My eyes are super big. Like, I cannot believe you tippy-toed into that puddle.
To be fair, he showed him a dragon scale.
I know.
Wait, was that to me?
No. He was about to start talking shop about what he can make with that.
Right.
When you're in the house, you don't talk shop.
I'll,
we
I'll
we
just-
can pick that shop, that talk up out in the forge after dinner?
I won't say, but I if you are interested, I do have others to show you. But I'll take this back.
Mama Zurazar needs a nice set of boots.
It's
If
true.
you're-
Really?
That's some time.
I think I already sized up your feet when you came in here. Congratulations.
Ooh,
I
good
think I
eye.
might be able to fit something for you. Are you looking for something that's more supporting of the ankle, steel toe variety? Your hands aren't really that gritty, so I'm assuming you don't do any laborious work.
I do laborious work when I need to, but otherwise I'm.
She shows you her hand.
Is
You
it-
clearly manicure more often than I do.
I don't know what you're talking about. Your hands are beautiful.
She's
Zurazar,
married.
as you have perfectly chiseled cubicles that are pushed back. Very nice. But yes.
But
How long are you all staying?
Not long, a couple of days tops.
Oh, you're giving me 2 whole days to make him boots.
Sorry.
Easy.
We could probably we'll talk about this outside. We've got a couple things we can do while we're here if you want to take a breather to do some other things. But that bleeds into shop talk, so we'll wait till later.
Good call, Argan. See? I knew you were the brains in the brawn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just afraid of
Yeah.
the spoon. I'm just smart enough to learn that I only need the spoon once.
Hey, are you saying that I'm not fucking smart enough? And she cracks it upside his head. What did I tell you about language at the table? Sorry. Zurazar, at this moment, I need you to give me a charisma saving throw at disadvantage.
Uh-oh. What did I do?
It's part of your backstory stuff.
Uh-oh. Disadvantage. Not bad charisma, though. 12.
Zurazar,
Mm-hmm.
this is, aside from a couple of fleeting moments of your life, the most wholesome experience you've ever had around an individual with their family.
Hmm.
And as you begin experiencing that, you kind of space out a little bit as you look at the natural way that they all blend together, get along beautifully, or just general atmospheres of enjoying themselves and shoving into one another, just roughhousing, but at the same time just showing so much love and respect. Everything about this home is opposite of yours. There's no shop talk ever. There's nothing but love and positive reinforcement. There is nothing but care given to every single person by every single person in here. Including when the owlbear, as they mentioned, the one cousin comes back down, and the one who got stabbed in the hand by him punches him in the jaw once, and then starts giving him tips on how to better throw it to like accurately hit what he's looking for right afterwards. It's just something that leaves you stunned for a good minute or so of this entire experience. To you, it's bizarre. Something that you've only read about in books, never feeling before in your life. And what you do with that after the couple of minutes is your choice, Zurazar.
Good to know.
Capriccio, you 100% notice that.
Oh,
Fordrum as well.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just wave towards Zorzar with a smile.
Yeah, I do the same. I smile at him. I don't know where he is at the table, but I'll lean forward so that I'm closer and I'll go, all the pushing and shoving is just because we don't hug. But that's how we can touch each other.
Ah, that's.
And you're welcome to wrestle with anybody you want.
I appreciate the sentiment, but I think I will pass on that. Thank you though.
Well, in this house, you're going to be family, so
And this is the first family I've gotten since coming back to life.
I will never get used to that statement. I don't know why, but I'm glad.
Mama looks over at you, Zurazar, while they're having that conversation, and she'll just smile at you.
You'll just kind of give her a bit of a smile and a nod.
She'll begin taking what remains of a ice cream that she made today in a large bucket, giving everybody just a couple of scoops. Guests get 3. It's strawberry. I'm sorry if you guys wanted anything else, but that's what she had. And when she stops by next to you, Zurazar, I have to say, I'm happy to see your real smile. It's more good looking than the one that you put on. Nothing gets by me. Nothing.
Like I said, I'm quite good at a lot of things.
Zurazar, would you mind helping me clean up a little bit?
Sure.
You walk with her over into the kitchen, which does have its own closing door, and she'll point over at the incredibly large pile of dishes that have been accumulating from her cooking enough to feed a small army. All right. So I'm going to do the scrubbing, just because I think my arms are a little bigger than yours, and you're going to do the drying. All right?
Sounds good.
You know you spaced out there for a little bit.
Tends to happen.
Why? You seemed confused but happy.
Different environment.
Do you always have to be elusive?
Comes with the territory, I'm afraid.
No. That's not true at all. The territory we're in is my home.
I've been told a lot of places are home. Not all are, and most times we're a lie. No, all times were.
She'll turn and look at you. I don't care about those other places. I never have, and I never will. What I care about is this place. Some people are worshippers. Some people are heathens to the worshippers. Some people follow gods. I follow this home. It is very simple. When you're here, you're part of the family. And if there's something wrong with somebody in our family, you have everybody at your back. Why does that make you flinch a little bit? Don't worry, this kitchen was designed so nobody could even smell what's going on back here.
It's a bit more difficult than just a general conversation. I appreciate what you're trying to do. I do. I just met you, though. If I were to spill my guts to every person that was nice to me, then
I'd imagine you wouldn't have done it that often.
I think I've only done it with one other person, and that's the fairy that's floating around in there.
Oh yeah, them. They clearly love you a lot.
And I do too, but sometimes distance is best. Keeps them safe.
Keep telling yourself that.
It's true.
It isn't.
When I met with these guys, I was being hunted down. I had to break away so it wouldn't he wouldn't follow that one. I broke away so it could just focus on me. And I left him to the devices of some random town, and more than likely he'll either try to break out, or if irony exists, he'll be forced to stay there for, I think it was 2 years.
So, I have another question for you. You said you were being hunted down, right?
I'm
not asking specifics.
It's half and half, I guess. It's, again, complicated.
She leans her back up against where the dishes are piled up and looks over towards the door. How long you been with my son?
Fordrum? Couple months, maybe.
All right, I think that's long enough. What do you think he would allow to happen to you?
I mean, I've seen him fight. I've seen him interact with everything. He'd do his best.
That's not what I'm asking. What do you think he would do for you if you needed help?
He would help me.
And what would ever stop him?
I don't think you want the answer to that question.
I do. Because if there's something in this world powerful enough to stop my son from taking care of people he cares about, then there's something that shouldn't be in this world. What would stop him?
Being killed, probably.
You're right. I'm pretty sure death may stop my son. And she gives you a smile. Now, he was raised by me. Father works a lot, cares for the boy deeply, loves to teach him new things, gave him his first hammer. That he promptly broke because he didn't know how to control his own little strength and didn't realize you're not supposed to hit stone with the hammer at that. It's a different conversation. But he was raised by me. Why do you think he protects people?
Because he was raised with morals.
Because he was raised by me. Morals or not, that's something people throw around very simply. Trying to coat, oh, there's an explanation for how people are. No, he was raised by me. He will do good. He will take care of who he cares about, no matter what happens. If you have something bad about your past, I assure you, the weirdo out there probably has something worse. He talks about everything so much.
That is, I think, the understatement of the evening. That's...
And what would stop Fordrum from protecting them?
I understand what you're meaning. If it helps, it hasn't happened since I joined. Then again, they could be looking again. Who even knows?
Oh, so you're still being hunted? Perhaps.
I assume it's possible. It's more catch and retrieve, I guess, is the basis of it.
I'm going to show you something real quick.
Okay.
And I think I'm going to need your help smoothing it over as a joke, all right?
Smoothing it over as a joke? What?
Just watch. She'll walk over to the door, slam it open as you see people are like actively fighting over a simple scoop of ice cream from somebody else's bowl. Mama looks and whistles loudly, and everybody snaps to attention looking over at her. Hey guys, our new friend here just got a message that apparently somebody wants to arrest him outside. Instantaneously, every single dwarf in the room stands up, marches, and grabs a weapon.
Apparently, you
I'm
can't.
also in that line.
Apparently, you can't have ale for free in this town or something.
Wait, Rosca, did you finish the barrel already?
You know it.
Yeah, never mind. There's more ale. I can get some, but let's see what's in the yard first.
So
I go walking and I let my hammer fly into my hand for the first time.
So you all watch as every single one of these dwarves, 20 of them, stand up in unison, some groaning from age, and pick up their weapons and armament and get ready to just march.
Huh.
She'll turn to you. I raised every single one of them. I'm just kidding, everybody. I need an excuse to take the rest of that ice cream. And she quickly grabs a couple of the bowls and runs into the kitchen. And a few of them just go, oh, what the? Come on.
Ah, damn it.
I'll back off into the kitchen, I guess.
And she'll hand you one of the bowls, giggling, closing the door, locking it, and slamming a large slab of wood over as people are actively pushing, trying to get into the kitchen.
Should I roll for that?
The problem is you have to get through all the dwarves, which is harder. But Fordrum.
I just
Sinclair,
block my cousins.
Fordrum, Capriccio, Sinclair, what's yours? 18 as well. The three of you did hear that one comment at the end that she kind of whispered to him before getting everybody back. So as you sit there chuckling a little bit, Zovazar, being able to enjoy this, admittedly, not the tastiest ice cream you've ever had, but there's something strange about it that feels so warm for ice cream. She'll just smile over at you. You understand a little better now.
I do, but there's a difference. They have something. They have you.
Excuse the fuck out of me.
Let me finish. They had you to guide them. I never had a figure like that. I just had one. And the opportunity for that died when I was born. So
The opportunity is still there. I'm sorry. And she grabs your wrist and squeezes it firmly. I am. But in this house, you're one of mine. I didn't birth every single one of them. They're still mine. Blood or not, hell, a few of them have been adopted from the community. It's hard to keep track. When you're in my house, you're one of mine.
then let me ask this. What would you have me do? I've dealt this long with everything that's been happening for the better part of about it's 12 years. It's changed, maybe. What, do I just go back and figure it out base first, or do I just keep what I'm doing?
What I want you to do is to finally take a fucking breath. Breathe and relax. That's it. Everything that has happened to you, everything bad that has happened in the world, when you take off your shoes and you come into my home, that's where it stays. That's all I want. I have a feeling you need that more than most people.
I'll try.
So give you a smile. Sit here for as long as you'd like. Enjoy the ice cream. I'm going to work on the dishes again.
Thank you.
You get to sit there, Zurazar, listening to the very loud, loyal family out there. Listening to her simply humming, periodically screaming out at them for using some profanity, threatening to bust out the spoon. And just continue to take in this environment. Going off of that previous charisma saving throw. About halfway through the dishes, you do something that you have not done in a very long time, Zurazar. You take a deep breath in, and when you exhale, you just let your shoulders slump. Not shame, not fatigue. This is different. This is what relaxing really feels like. So, back outside, after a very loud bit of wrestling, fighting, and conversations, and after about an hour or so, Zurazar, you catch back up with your friends. Everybody, you notice that Zurazar seems a little different, but not in a bad way.
During all the ruckus, I'm gonna go find the owlbear
Okay.
while everyone else is distracted.
You find him perched on the balcony out back.
I'm gonna hand him a rolled up scroll of paper.
Take it.
I'm gonna tell him to practice with this. Don't do it in the house, because otherwise you'll get in a lot of trouble. You master this, this will teach you how to make yourself look like any other person. You'll be able to blend in any crowd. And I'm gonna hand him a scroll of disguise self.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh no! You're making him turn into a magical adept. All right.
I've got a whole list of low-level spells I'm gonna slowly be able to give him.
Oh,
We'll
that
start
is
off with a
terrible.
level 1 spell.
Also, if we're staying for a couple days, I'm definitely teaching him how to throw a punch.
Oh no, Argan, are you forcing him into Arcane Trickster?
Yep.
Dwarf Arcane Trickster. Holy shit.
He goes by the Albert.
Now I'm the bear owl.
Yeah. So, everyone, you're back together.
Yeah. So we
Hi,
should
the-
all go outside and talk, Fordrum.
Well, it's cold out there, though. It's getting to be dark. We should go back to the forge. We can.
Well, that's what I meant. Sorry. Can't we talk at the forge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Forge is Forge is man territory. I whisper that because I don't want mom here. Also, every now and then, if I've got a plate or something that's dry and it's a little bit higher, I'll actually look at Zurazar and be like, "You mind putting that up there since it's an easier reach?" And try and sort of involve him every now and then to kind of, bring him back into the work portion of our day in and day out.
So, what would you all like to discuss?
So we haven't talked since we all talked, or since me and Forge have talked to Lady Teresa. I'm not going to tell you guys everything she told us because I think some of it's not super relevant at this point.
I will admit, I slightly was eavesdropping, so I know tidbits.
So, and parts of it, I will say, Sinclair, some of the parts that she told us, if it ever got out that she told us, will get her in a great deal of trouble. And I know that you would want to protect her, so I'm going to limit who knows that we know this.
So basically, taboo stuff that shouldn't be hearing.
nobody should be hearing it, I don't think.
We shouldn't have even been allowed to hear it.
Right. And she would get in trouble for telling it to us. So
Right.
I don't want it being able to spread out and then and be able to link back to her.
At this point, from behind the forge, the owlbear will walk out.
Thank you. Because I never would have noticed him.
Let me ask
Really?
this. Are we wanting Sinclair to not know then?
No, there's pieces that I won't share.
Was I correct?
Yeah, so there are pieces that I could definitely share. And those pieces are that, yes, Sinclair, far as we know, you were correct. It is what we need to do to be able to destroy this is take it to the abyss and somewhere from there destroy it. But that means we need to be able to get to the abyss, which means, we need to be able to research how. She made sure to let us know that we needed to research how to deal what the rules are of the abyss. We need to know the rules.
Where do we be able to get that information?
There's a lord that I aware of that might know, but it would involve me going to a place that I'm not welcome anymore.
I don't want to deal with anything of that level of power to get this information.
What about?
No, he's actually the law of the plane.
Yeah. So back to, I don't want to deal with anything of that level of power.
Okay.
Is there anything in Amon that could help?
So there's a couple of places we could go. I could go to the Lyceum and see what's in our library there. I probably have a greater access there than anywhere else. I do have some access within the Cobalt Soul.
Only in Marquette.
No, she gave us, when you made that deal with her, Sinclair, we got access at any Cobalt Soul, but not to the restricted areas, including her own. So
And
we
I'm
don't
sort of-
get restricted area, but we can go to any Cobalt Soul. She gave us a letter
Okay.
when you negotiated it. Were you going to say something, Forgem?
Well, I'm betting that this kind of information would be in a restricted area.
Well, there's probably some information we can get out of the non-restricted area.
Okay.
If I go try looking for names, then yes, that won't work. But
How would you get access to the private areas?
He is the son of the headmaster.
We'd have to trade if we wanted access to the private areas of the Cobalt Soul, unless we were really trying to risk pissing them off and sneaking into it. I don't know that I really suggest that route, because I certainly would never make it in there. You might be able to, sir.
Well,
I could probably make it a bit easier. Not with the sneaking through. I could
negotiate our right in there.
Possibly. If we go to Amon, there is something I want to deal with, and I think it would help if you all assisted.
We can certainly go to Amon.
Sure.
Worst case scenario, if we can't find any information from either of those locations, we have a spell scroll. We can get in touch with a familiar of the only lord I would trust, because he is the law. He is not the lord that I was imprisoned by, but he is the lord that basically upholds pure law.
Is there a reason that a being of that level would talk to us?
His plane actively is being assaulted by the abyss.
Do you think he would have any time to even talk to us? If he's being attacked by the entire abyss, I don't think he's going to spare some time for just a bunch of random people.
This has been from what I understood from my time as a prisoner. This is something that happens every day for as long as anyone could tell. So it's been going on for ages, and I was there for a long time.
Can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Where is this place that this person you're talking about resides?
Is it level 2, Joey? Levistus, or not Levistus, Lucifon.
Lucifon?
Yes, because it's his plane that is actively in combat.
First
Everyone
of all,
sends their forces there.
How does your
Or
character know
does-
about this?
Because I was in prison for over hundreds of years.
This is
in
very
the territory
recent
of-
developments. Like very recent developments, like within the last few years or so. I think you're thinking about the Friday game. You have that information
I
from
thought
Friday.
the Abyss was active when I was still there.
The Abyss was active, being pushed into hell for always, but Luciphon being in his position has only been a few years.
Oh, I didn't know he was only there for a few years. I just know out of all the lords, he was the one that is the most.
Well, here, I'll
trustworthy.
say that you can roll a religion check to see if we know that or not.
Okay, and I will burn session. And you said religion?
Yes, I did.
guidance. Never mind.
31.
31. Yes, Luciphon was newly appointed, the son of Asmodeus, the brother of Glacia. He was shunned from hell for a long period of time because he lost a duel and was claiming that his elder brother cheated. It turned out his other elder brother did cheat. He is, as far as you're aware, the acting ruler of Phligathos, which is the 4th layer of hell.
Okay, 4th layer.
So, okay, when you say the 4th layer of, pretend I know nothing of any of these.
So each of the lords under Asmodeus reigns over a level of hell. Each one is charged
hell
with a
different?
specific.
Is hell different than the abyss?
Yes, but there have been incursions from the abyss in hell for as long as I could tell.
Okay, well, let's take hell off the table for a second.
No, I'm just saying that.
No, I hear you. I hear every word. I don't know anything about the abyss. So
Okay.
can I get some explanation of what it is so that I can better judge as we talk what this sort of breadth and scope of what we're talking about is?
Okay, so you know what a demon is.
Yeah.
Okay, and you've seen the monstrosities that we have in our world. Not the extraplanar ones, but the normal
Yeah.
monstrosities people create.
Sure.
Take that and scale it by 100.
Okay, but
It's another plane of existence, Fordrum.
It
Yeah,
is. It is
what the
literally.
abyss is.
It is literally chaos incarnate.
Okay, so the abyss is a chaos area that's another plane. Like we saw that plane of wind and and it just seemed like a big airy sky kind of thing. Is it what is when you say chaos, is it like everything's really fast moving and
No, from what I gathered from the people that had actively been sent out and then that had came back scarred and whatnot, the monsters that they had to fight weren't normal. They were weird monstrosities that even the likes of demons and devils struggle to deal with. So it is going to be rough if we go there.
Why don't we just
Wait.
leave this with someone else then? We have more pressing matters to attend to.
I guess I don't understand.
Y'all want to destroy this thing. I get that. We put all these things in the box and we put it in the extra dimensional plane. And then as we go, we get the information we need. I'm just saying that the
So
only
is-
person I know that actively combats the abyss is the Hells right now.
Okay, fair. Let me rephrase the question because I don't think you're just talking about the villains and the creatures that live there.
Yes, I
My-
don't know specifics.
Okay.
So these are the pieces of research that we need to do. We have to figure out what makes the abyss. What is it that it is? What is it about that plane that is tampered with, and that is decided that it would tamper with specifically our plane of existence somewhat?
How this entity that we won't name out here got his hands on things from there or created it using the power of it. Like he if he's able to pull the energy from that place to make these things.
Nobody mentioned that in character. So
Argan said that I was correct, that it was made from Abyss.
From there, maybe.
But you don't
Yes.
know exactly what the purpose of the abyss is. That's something your character
No,
would
no,
not
no,
know.
no. And that's why I'm not going into anything like that. I'm just saying these things he made from Abyss. So I don't know how a man or entity could do that. I have no fathom of that.
Well, fine. We don't
unless
need
he
to
made a
answer-
deal with the Abyss.
Fine. We don't need to answer that question now. What we need to answer is, like that plane of air we saw, its existence was understandable to me. It was, gusty wind, there's clouds, there was kind of open space sort of thing, and little airy creatures lived there and swam around or flew around. What is the energies in the abyss? Because the age of this item, and perhaps other items we will potentially be dealing with, may have to be dealt with there. The other part of it is, we don't even know if that was the same case with the first stone we found.
Sure.
So we might be in a scenario where the first stone needs to be dealt with, or may have been dealt with. The next item we find might need to be dealt with in a whole different place. So in order to accomplish any one of these things, we're probably gonna have to find out just a ton of stuff.
I don't know how one becomes a lich. I'm guessing that process is taboo and not talked about for good reasons. And the creation of these phylacteries is part of it. I don't know how they're made or anything. Again, that would be classified as taboo and probably restricted.
But what
All
we're
I can-
dealing with is something longer term, because he's not the typical type of lich that is a ghoulish undead creature. I mean, he might be, but his visual outward appearance is something that is living, and I think that's why we are finding these phylacteries, as you've called them, in these highly potent areas of life energy.
Yeah, I think that's why he's still around all these eons.
I think that's how he has tipped his scale to out of balance from what the normal lichdom would even be.
Like, I may be out of time and, well, past my age, but he is far beyond that, and he's done it in a evil way. I know when the time comes for me.
Yeah.
He's staving that off, and that is not okay.
Yeah, but your
Especially with
age
my
in this scenario isn't really, no offense, relevant, because it's not part of this equation, because you aren't actively extending it through some strange means. This thing, this eye, I don't know. It's it's different in how its functions are, as was that gem. I
Yeah.
wonder, Argon, do you think there's any safety or wisdom in trying to magically find out about it?
No, I do not want to do that.
Yeah, I don't either, but
If we did, we didn't want to do it on this plane.
what?
If we even attempt to try to find, like, use the magic that I'm thinking you're talking about, we wouldn't
Say it.
want to do it on this plane, or we'd want to do it while we're in Vasselheim under the protections of their wardings.
What magic are you talking about?
I was
Legend
thinking of legend loring it.
lore.
And
Yes,
I cannot legend lore it inside the city of Vasselheim.
But
exactly.
I could.
Oh yeah, you could. I don't know that that's worth the risk, but
I don't think it's
I
worth the
don't
risk.
think it's worth the risk
it's
of
not.
letting it out to see the light of day right now.
Yeah, fine. I don't think it's worth the risk either. And the point that I was trying to make was, do you think that that would give us an insight in this abyss quandary if
We don't know enough about it.
it would
So
give us
we would
insight
get-
into it, not
Yeah.
necessarily into the abyss. So ultimately,
Got
we've
it.
gone to some extent. We've gone off track. Just to be completely honest, Sinclair, I don't care how he made this because learning how he made it would only lead us if we wanted to replicate it, and none of us want to replicate it.
How do we
I-
destroy it, though?
See, that's the question. You're asking the wrong question. The question isn't how did he make it. The question is how do we destroy it? We need to know three things. How do we get to the abyss? What do we need to be able to deal with in order to travel around the abyss?
Mhm.
So how do we survive the abyss? I guess would be the better way of saying that. And how do we destroy an item that's created from the magic of the abyss?
Did she say at all how to destroy it, or just simply
No.
where we need to go to destroy it?
we don't know?
She said she doesn't know. All that she really knew is that this item was somehow made in the same way that the abyss works.
Then we should find someone who's perhaps clerically trained in combating things from the abyss. Let's think about it like this.
All right. So that was a part of the conversation too. Clerics do not study the abyss,
No,
or at
what
least
I'm-
not any clerics that we're going to be able to talk that are going to want to destroy
That's
this.
why
What
I
I-
recommended the one source I know of.
What I'm
Yeah.
meaning is, there's not even what I mean clerically is people who worship certain gods that might or may have been in the abyss at one point in time. I imagine, and I'm gonna say this with full confidence, there is people out there that have traveled into the abyss and come back. They have at least a semblance of an idea of what they're facing. And if there's any place that would have that information, you're correct. It would be the Cobalt Soul.
Yes.
Maybe the Slayers take. If any of their members have
I don't really think that's what the Slayer's take really does. I don't think they do a lot of extra planar combat.
And even if one Cobalt Soul doesn't have that information, you said that all the Cobalt Souls, or at least are in communication with each other. One of them has to have something.
I think the Cobalt Soul is probably our best bet. I do not, at least until we get more information or more desperate, Sinclair, I do not want to go talk to a high level lord of one of the hells.
That's what I said. I said from the very beginning, if we don't get anything
Yes.
tangible from your school
Mhm.
or the Cobalt Soul, and we had no other option, we
Yes.
have a scroll, we could summon one of his Baylors.
What? Baylor?
We have
Why-
a scroll of Baylor summoning.
What is a Baylor?
It is a servant of one of the demon lords, devil lords.
Devil Lords. Yeah.
Okay, there are many
and
servants. What
it would be
exactly
able
is a
to relay a message to its lord for us.
Yeah, but
again, there are many servants and such, but what exactly is a Baylor?
Those are jailers, right, Joey? That's the one that put me in the
They're
prison cell?
enforcers.
Yeah.
Depending on the devil, enforcer
But
is the more
I-
proper term.
I'm pretty sure that the scroll we have does not guarantee we will get one of his Balors.
No,
Just-
it's already attached to whatever you're going to be summoning. It just
Right. We don't know that it's one of his.
So
Since
we
it's
could
a
just
scroll.
summon. We can just summon some random Baylor, and then if it might just attack us.
No,
Oh, it's already going to attack us. That's the problem with summoning
What were you saying, for Jim?
Baylor.
there are ways that you can bind them so they don't. I mean, that's what the old magic circle.
Yeah, me and Forger could put together circles that would bind it to keep it from attacking us. I'm just saying, there's how many levels of hell, Sinclair? 9?
Yeah, like I said, there's a reason why I don't take
Yeah.
that type of magic myself, is because
It's evil.
you have no control over the entity
too.
you bring back.
Well, that's not even my point is, even if we did put controls in place, which me and Forger would be capable of doing, I still only have a 1 in 9 chance that this Baylor has anything to do with the one you want to talk to.
Yeah.
That-
And
yeah.
I don't know the magic to commune directly with a
So-
lord.
And I'm a fan of chance, but if we're talking about something that is a jailer to an archdevil, I think I'm good.
Okay, so we need to do some research, and we can do that at the Cobalt Soul. I can do some at the Lyceum.
I
we,
think
we still
let
at
Argan
some
finish.
we still at some point want to go to the tree
Yes.
and see what's there. And Zurazar, you mentioned wanting to go deal with something in Amon.
I do.
So we can do those in whatever order we want. But those are the 3 things that we need to do.
All right.
I think that we should go to the Savalier Woods because that is where Tilly's going. We knew that for a fact, because that is what the ancient one told us from the tree. We need to get there quickly so she doesn't become taken over by this object, if there is an object there. We need to gain possession of it, put it in the box, put it in an extra dimensional plane. And once we do that, we can do our research.
She went there years ago. I don't think a couple of days, one way or the other, is probably going to make much of a difference.
And either way, even if she has this object, we can do the exact same thing we did with Elixir. We try to help her, or if we have to, we'll kill her and we'll take the item.
Yeah. I'm not voting against doing Savalier first. I don't have a problem if that's where we go first. I'm just saying I don't think that time is that much of an issue.
I agree.
We know the Dryad said she was attacked there years ago.
I disagree, only because it is the only place where the Protector said one of his brethren still reside. That may not be true a year from now.
I'm not talking about going a year. I'm talking about a couple of days.
Yes, but see, that's the thing. Time is relative in the grand scheme of things. Trent is actively doing things. We do need to gather up all these things. Once we have them all, we make one trip to the abyss, because making multiple trips to the abyss is not a good idea.
How many more things do we have?
We
I don't know.
But I will say, to the counter to that, Sinclair, the more of his that we have, the more likely he's going to be able to find, track us, and will come after us.
Or all the alternative, once he knows that we have more of his sacred belongings, he might just put more of an effort of going after every single one of our significant people. That is Fortup's family, Argan's family, Broska's family.
That's already been stated to us, and the longer we put off of dealing with him,
You're misunderstanding what I'm meaning. He's already threatened us. There's a difference between a threat and an action. The more we have, the more he's going to take action.
oh, I'm pretty sure he's already started actions against us. Because when we literally handed it over to the other lord of the shade, he said, all right, so be it. You've signed the death of your family, basically.
Yeah,
know, the
I-
worst-
I-
we are already on
okay,
borrowed
all right.
time.
So, all right. So I know, but Sinclair, the last time we were in another town, you wanted to spend time helping a group of people we didn't even know fight against the local government, and you wanted to spend time doing all sorts of other random stuff. So it's random whether you think this is a priority or not. So
It got us-
regardless, let's just take a damn vote. And whatever the majority is on where we go next is where we go.
All right. I like this plan. First one, Savalier Wood. Now, to make this fair, each of you gets to vote twice, but you have to vote twice. You can't vote twice on the same thing.
Okay.
So, if you want Savalier Wood, type I. Thank you for making it 3 very distinct I's.
Three different times of
I only did it because I saw the first two, so I couldn't.
Oh, we could have done it like.
So, after Savalier Wood, Hell. You only get 2 votes in total. Anybody wants to go to Hell?
Hell or the abyss?
No, to go to Hell to like do your research on things.
Oh,
Because that was technically suggested by like, hey, we summoned a Baylor and we asked him. Going
that's a
once.
last case- That's a last case
All right,
scenario.
going twice. Nobody wants to go to Hell right now. Good.
Mm.
I was mostly not prepared for that.
Well, that- in that case, I
Research
change my vote.
at Cobalt Soul / Lyceum.
that's an E, you monkey.
Don't worry about it.
E.
In French, it means I.
Hey.
No, it doesn't.
2, 3,
I
4.
know.
4. All right, going once, going twice on Cobalt Soul. Everybody, you have 2 votes as a maximum.
Yeah, I don't know how
Okay.
many other options there are. So
Uh,
that's the thing about doing this voting. We don't know all the options.
well,
How
I'm
many
trying to
there
go over exactly everything that you guys discussed during this like hour.
are.
The only other option I'm aware of is Amon
Yes.
I meant
that we've
I-
discussed.
I put that
Iman.
in. Well,
I know.
Isn't there Cobalt Soul in Iman?
There is.
So
Can I do 3 then?
No, you can only have 2.
Well, there's a Cobalt Soul. In
All right, what do
Iman,
you want to
so-
remove? What do you want to remove? Cobalt Soul or remove Savalier Wood?
Savalier Wood.
we're gonna end up split. I guarantee you somehow.
Oh, we're
not-
split between Cobalt Souls /
And Iman.
Lyceum and Iman.
Yeah, because there's our bullet from.
Well,
Savalier.
again, there is a Cobalt Soul in Iman, so no matter what, there is.
I just feel like both Amon and the other option are the same. So
Well,
That's
they're
my
similar
thought.
because there's multiple Cobalt Souls you have access to. There's the one in the Menagerie Coast that you're all aware of. There's the one here in Uthadern you're all aware of, and then there's the one in Iman
and
Right.
Marquette.
and Marquette. And
yeah,
the only one on this list you guys have not explored is the one in Iman.
Yes.
okay. So no matter which one I picked, Cobalt Soul or Iman, it would have been the exact same thing. So
Yeah, that's why I said it's both of
doesn't-
those choices for me. It's the same. I think getting the phylactery is more
Because
important.
there's other reasons to go to Iman for other characters. That's why it is distinguished.
fair.
So we are distinguishing it because other characters have their private reasons why. So we're at 4 and 4 for Cobalt Soul, Lyceum, as well as Iman. Is there any opposition from the Cobalt Soul Lyceum folks that say they do not want to go to Iman to pursue the Cobalt Soul?
Everyone from that original group voted for Bo.
No, Capriccio did not vote for Amon.
Yep. Capriccio was in Savalier Wood. Okay.
I don't have a problem with doing Amon.
So, the ayes have it, folks. When we come back next week, we are going to Iman. And hopefully, we can learn a little bit more about one another. Now, everybody, thank you very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you all had a fantastic time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And when we come back next week, everybody's going to be one level higher because we just hit that final milestone.
Noise.
Congratulations. Thank you, Zuvazar, for having issues.
Yay.
Hey, we'll see you all next week.
He's really good at making it.